Now, we proudly present Berwick Bulldogs football on Pop Radio. Brought to you by Bob Subs, W&L Subaru, Nissan, Mazda, and Collision Center, First Columbia Bank and Trust, Flick Brothers Electric, Independence Ford, Preferred Portables, Mayo Funeral Home, Neighbor Fence Company, S.J. Kowalski, Reds Roofing, Nespoli Jewelers, ND Accounting, Mason Monogram, Eco First, Lehigh Valley Health Network, and Blaze Alexander Family Buick GMC of Williamsport. Now, with Andy Ulickney, here's the voice of the Dogs, Jim Doyle.
I am Jim Doyle. I'm joined by Andy Ulickney. The producer of this broadcast is Julie Lentz. Well, after two straight home games, the Dogs are on the road tonight to play here in Williamsport. Berwick still looking for that elusive first win and hoping that the good signs they saw in the first half last week at Crispin Field against Abington Heights will carry over to a whole four-quarter game. If the Bulldogs can do that, they'll be in good shape. They led Abington Heights at the break 21-14. They knew they were getting the kickoff to start the second half, but the third quarter was just a nightmare. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong, and they ended up on the losing end of a 47-21 game. They also lost to Southern Columbia in their opener and Valley View on week 2. The Millionaires of Williamsport come in with a 1-2 record. They lost handily to State College in their opener 49-20. Then they beat Pittston area 25-2. Last week they staged a good comeback at Dallas and came up just short. They were down 28-6 in that game, came back to make it 28-20, had the ball with 6 minutes to go, just couldn't finish in that one. So they come in with a 1-2 record. Unlike the first three teams that Berwick faced that were so good running the football, Williamsport likes to go to the air. Caleb Williamsport is a senior. His quarterbacking numbers are eye-popping. 67% of his passes complete for 687 yards. Remember, that's just through 3 games. 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. For Berwick, they got the offense going last week. In fact, they had 281 yards rushing in a game for high school. That is terrific. Passing numbers are much more modest, but it's on the defensive end where Berwick has really struggled, giving up almost 44 points a game, 243 rushing yards a game. In fact, 7.7 yards a carry for the opposition. So that's the matchup here tonight. Berwick against Williamsport. Andy Ulickney with us for Bulldogs football as usual. Andy, it's just a matter of right now putting together a whole game. Berwick showed they could put together a half. Offense shows some real signs of life. Defense is still a work in progress.
Yeah, I certainly like what I've seen offensively, Jim, and I think you've made a good point. Play offense on defense. You mentioned it in the coach's show. Keep the ball away. You have that running game going. Keep churning out the yardage, work with time of possession, and just don't give Williamsport as many opportunities because they can certainly light up the scoreboard with their passing game.
Well, you want to change things around on defense. Well, you would do it either with schemes or you do it with personnel. Berwick has elected to try to do it with personnel. Get some new people in there. Harrison Snyder was a real force in his first 3 seasons with the Bulldogs. He's not had a real effect defensively so far playing a new position, linebacker. They've moved him back to the front line. I think that will make a difference. He joins Mike Fell and Chase Chuckers. Other additions to the starting lineup defensively, a couple of freshmen. Jake Lisnock at an outside linebacker spot and Gavin Galusha at a free safety spot. Ty Wilkerson will get a start at linebacker. So get some fresh faces in there, see what happens.
Yeah, shuffle it up. I agree. Harrison Snyder, you expect to be calling his name a lot. We just haven't been able to call his name. At the outside linebacker position, you're at one side of the football. They can always run the other way. I think he's more comfortable as a down lineman, and I think for a team that's going to throw most of the time, tee him off, get him in a 3-point stance, set him loose, have him go for that quarterback, go with an aggressive type of plan. They've been weak at outside backer, and when you move Harrison Snyder from there, well, you can get even weaker when you move your best defensive player. But Lisnock is going to get an opportunity. He's a good-sized freshman at 6'2", 205. I watched Wilkerson play some at outside backer when they were struggling last week, and I like when they interjected him into the game. I thought he looked better. They're going to go with Billy Hansen at corner because they're going to try to match him up with the best receiver in Yazir Slaughter. 2 new safeties. It's going to be different, but I think it's going to be better, Jim.
Andy will be by later with the keys to tonight's game. When we return, we'll hear from Mike Pearson, the head coach of the Millionaires of Williamsport. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Sunbury Motors Ford in the North 4th Street Auto Plaza must sell 50 new Fords in just 10 days. Here's how they're going to accomplish this lofty goal. Choose from 160 new Fords with savings up to $8,478 and financing as low as 0%. Pick from 18 of the fuel-efficient Ford Escapes, and SMC has them as low as $29,995. Sunbury Motors is taking $4,000 off the hot-selling Ford Bronco Sports, and they start at just $30,740. SMC is taking $5,000 off 2023 Ford Edges and Explorers during this massive sale. Choose from the area's largest selection of new Ford F-150s, and Sunbury Motors is knocking off over $8,000. Breaking news: 5 brand new full-size Ford Broncos have just arrived on the lot and are ready for immediate delivery. Sunbury Motors in the North 4th Street Auto Plaza, proudly owned by the Mertz family for over a century.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, the roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas, now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Save today on a great selection of the best appliance brands and discover top-notch service at Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg. Browse their showroom, which features appliances in a variety of different kitchen configurations and offers appliances and water heaters for every budget. Flick Brothers showcases top names like GE and GE Monogram, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, KitchenAid, Maytag, Sharp, Amana, and built in the USA Speed Queen and Viking appliances. Flick Brothers Electric, Maple Lane, Bloomsburg for over 65 years. Call 570-784-3444.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Beautiful night for high school football here at STA Stadium at Williamsport. Almost uncomfortably warm while the sun was out. Sun is setting now. It's supposed to get down to the 40s before we're done. So we'll have kind of extremes in weather tonight, but no wind. Almost perfect conditions for this matchup between Berwick and Williamsport. Well, as we mentioned earlier, Williamsport enters tonight's game with a 1-2 record. Millionaires head coach Mike Pearson has been impressed with the caliber of opponents his team has faced.
I'm really enjoying the experience. Like you said, I've been around football my whole life, playing, and even from the time I was a little boy, my dad coached at Lakeland, and I was on the sidelines with him. So I've been around it forever. I've been an assistant coach for like 28 years at several different programs, and then this opportunity came up, and I've had other opportunities, but this was the right one. I mean, Valley View seems to do things the right way, the facilities, the program, the people. It's just been a pretty good opportunity for me, and I really have been enjoying it.
A great way to start the season, a win over the defending District 2 champion Comets of Crestwood. Besides the fact that your team won the game, what was the best part of the win over Crestwood as far as you're concerned?
You know, Crestwood was very scrappy. They played without some of their kids. They had some injuries, and we're a young team, so I was just so happy with the way our kids battled and stayed in the game and fought and came right down to the end of it, and just the whole experience of fighting and pulling that one out was a huge win for our program and for me as a coach.
And how about your quarterback?
Pearson, that was an interview with Ryan Arcangeli from earlier in the season. Mike Pearson is in his second season as head coach of the Millionaires of Williamsport. What a background he has. Talk about coaching resume. He was an assistant in 2 college programs, Lockhaven and Mansfield. He was a sprint football head coach at Chestnut Hill College in Philadelphia. If you're not familiar with sprint football, it's college football. All the rules are the same, but there's a weight limit. I think 175 is the largest that any player can be. A lot of the Ivy League schools have that, but Chestnut Hill College in Philadelphia has it. Mike was the head coach there. He was the head coach at South Williamsport, nearby here. He was the head coach at Yucca Valley High School in California. Most recently, before he took this Williamsport job, He was the head coach at nearby Lycoming College. Last year, in Mike Pearson's first year as head coach, they were 5-6 during the regular season, and then got into the Eastern Conference playoffs, won the championship, winning handily over Boyertown 57-21. His Millionaires come into this game tonight with a 1-2 record. Williamsport against Berwick. We'll check the starting lineup for the Bulldogs when we return. You're listening to Berwick Football and Pop Radio.
Experience a drive that makes you feel more connected than ever before at a price you can afford at W&L Mazda.
Discover the luxury Mazda vehicles without the high price tags. Whether you're looking for technology and fuel efficiency for long commutes or the extra space for weekend getaways, head to W&L Mazda today for a test drive.
The W&L Mazda team will take the time to understand your drive and will match you with a perfect Mazda to accompany you on the way to success. We're off Route 11 in Northumberland, or visit us the last week of September at the Bloomsburg Fair just off C Ave. Find us online at WNLMazda.com.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 120 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you and your children every step of the way.
Every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute brings the next level of cancer care to the greater Hazleton region. The new Cancer Center on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton offers a state-of-the-art radiation therapy program, an expanded infusion suite with private treatment rooms, access to many cancer care experts, and the latest telemedicine capabilities, all at one convenient location. Visit lvhn.org/Hazleton Cancer Center to learn more.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generous... PreferredPortables.com.
Sport. It's the Bulldogs against the Millionaires, the 37th meeting between these two schools. Here's Berwick's starting lineup offensively. At the tight end, number 34, Harrison Snyder, 6'3", 220-pound senior. J.J. Leonard, a big sophomore, is the left tackle. He wears number 56. He is 6 foot, 230 pounds. Liam Carroll, one of the Bulldog captains, is the starting left guard, number 78. He is 5'10", 232 pounds. £65 as sophomore. And the right tackle's number 64, Chase Shuckers, 6'1", 268. On the season. Who has 5 catches. Lear, 6'1", 185-pounder, completing 53% of his passes on the season, 25 for 47, for 235 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. He's also run the ball 38 times for 106 yards and a touchdown. The leading rusher for Berwick, and coming off a career best, Tyler Winter, number 5. He is 5'7", 165 pounds, a senior. Last week against Abington Heights, 19 carries, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns. On the season, he's averaging 6.1 yards a carry on 49 attempts. He also has 3 receptions for 57 yards. The fullback, number 33, Jimmy D'Andrea, 5'11", 195-pound senior, 10 carries on the season for 73 yards. That is the starting lineup. Offensively for the Bulldogs, who averaged 13.3 points a game, doing well rushing 163 a game, just 79.6 passing yards. 242 is their total. However, some problems with turnovers. They're -4 in the turnover department, and penalties, 12 in that loss against Abington Heights last week at Crispin Field. Those are the starters for the Bulldogs under acting coach Bo Orlando. They come in with an 0-3 record, trying to avoid the program's first 0-4 start since 1974. We'll be back and take a look at the starters for the Millionaires of Williamsport. You're listening to Berwick Football on Pop Radio.
Don't let orthopedic issues keep you from doing what you love. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute is your orthopedic partner in Hazleton. With same-day appointments available, our team of experts treat everything from joint pain and sports injuries to orthopedic trauma. Live life fully again with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, located at 26 Station Circle in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Visit lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Save today on a great selection of the best appliance brands and discover top-notch service at Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg. Browse their showroom, which features appliances in a variety of different kitchen configurations and offers appliances and water heaters for every budget. Flick Brothers showcases top names like GE and GE Monogram, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, KitchenAid, Maytag, Sharp, Amana, and built in the USA Speed Queen and Viking appliances. Flick Brothers Electric, Maple Lane, Bloomsburg for over 65 years. Call 570-784-3444.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Bulldogs of Berwick making their way on the field. The long walk from the field house across from us and to our right. Taking on the Millionaires of Williamsport here tonight. Starting lineup for Williamsport. And they have 4 receivers with 15 or more catches on the season. That's pretty amazing, considering we're only in week 4 of this 2023 season. One of them is Kyreek Bradshaw, number 3. He's 6 foot, 155, a junior. 20 receptions on the season for 168 yards and 1 touchdown. Makai Johnson starts at left tackle. He wears number 52. He is 6 foot, 188, a senior. Caleb Way is the left guard. He wears number 55. He's 5'11", 225, a sophomore. Kai Ear Parker is the starting center for the Millionaires. He's 5'10", 193, a senior. Big Waylon Dauber is the starting right guard, number 62, 5'11", 296, a senior. And Brady Neenan is the right tackle, 6 foot, 195, a sophomore. So not a lot of size on that front, with the exception of Waylon Dauber. Samaj Hale is another one of those talented wide receivers. He wears number 9. He is a 6'2", 190-pound senior, 15 catches for 152 yards, as the Bulldogs just now making their way on the far side of the field. White jerseys, white pants, white helmets, blue numerals, and trim. The quarterback is number 1, Caleb Williamson. He is 6'3", 205 pounds, a senior. As I mentioned earlier, terrific season to date. 67% of his passes complete for 687 yards and 5 touchdowns. The leading rusher is number 22, Devin Harris. He's 5'8", 170, a senior. 14 carries for 82 yards. Their big play wide receiver is number 11, Yazir Slaughter. He's 5'11", 155, a senior. He's averaging over 18 yards a reception, 16 for 296 and 4 touchdowns. Had 4 long touchdown receptions last week in that loss to Dallas. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 21, Salaj Moses. He is 5'5", 136, a senior. 14 receptions for 67 yards. Williamsport has just now made their way on the near side of the field. Millionaires with black jerseys, white numerals, black helmets, white pants, and trim. Again, under Mike Pearson in his second season as head coach, they come in with a 1-2 record. Bulldogs against the Millionaires. Keys to tonight's game, Andy Lick.
The key is, let's keep them simplistic, Jim. Berwick has to be able to stop the pass. Williamsport's very good at passing. Williamsport, on the other hand, their defense is going to have to stop the run. Berwick's been very effective in the running game. Let's start with Berwick's defense. They're going against a super quarterback. You went over Caleb Williamson's numbers. 6'3", 205-pound senior. 68 for 102 on the year. You have that at 67%. The team's passing for 244 yards a game, and yeah, that's a high number. You've mentioned 4 different receivers with 15 catches or more. Kyrie Bradshaw with 20 for 168, and he's not even the best. Yazir Slatter might have 16 catches, but for 296 yards, 4 touchdowns to his credit. You're having a moment of silence for the Jersey Shore player, Jim, so I'm going to pause for that.
Yeah, Max Ingalls, that Jersey Shore player, you may have heard the story, collapsed in a game against Selinsgrove last week. Still not out of the woods in the hospital. We'll be back and complete Andy's keys and kick it off here from Williamsport. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Pop Radio.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Hi, this is Jonathan from Nespoli Jewelers in Berwick. We are happy to announce that once again we will have the Nespoli Jewelers Athlete of the Week throughout this football season. Each week, the Berwick coaches will choose an athlete who worked hard, was a good teammate, and put forth his best effort all week. We will announce this student athlete on this station prior to the Berwick football game, and we will be honoring him by donating $100 in his name to the charity of his choice. For more information on the chosen Nespoli Athlete of the Week, please visit us on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, the roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas, now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
The home of the Berwick Bulldogs. This is W234BH Berwick at 94.7, WBWX W242CY Berwick at 96.3, W282CO Bloomsburg at 104.3, W288CF Danville at 105.5, and streaming online at thisispopradio.com. Pop Radio, a Seven Mountains Media radio station.
Captain's meeting at the center of the field. We're a couple minutes away from the kickoff to start this one. Williamsport against Berwick. Again, the keys to tonight's game, Andy Lick.
Well, keep it abbreviated, Jim. Berwick has to stop the strong Williamsport passing game. We went through their quarterback and their top receivers, but 4 receivers have more catches than Billy Hansen. That's saying a lot. Berwick's leader. Berwick has changes defensively to help them. Harrison Snyder should be out of that three-point stance back at defensive tackle. Should help pressure the quarterback. 2 different outside backers giving it a little go. Jimmy D'Angelo, I think, is going to be freed up to blitz, and he's been effective in that. And a revamped secondary where Billy Hansen at corner should be able to match up with Yazir Slaughter a little bit more than usual. They'll be getting a different look at safety with Gavin Galusha and Braylon Hawkins instead of outside linebacker back there at safety. When Berwick has the ball, Williamsport's key is going to be to stop the run. Berwick's been averaging 163 yards a game. That's going to be tough. Tyler Winter with 88.6 of those in his average. So the 4-4 defense of Williamsport is going to have to try to match up and stop the Berwick running game.
Berwick won the toss, deferred to the second half, so the Bulldogs will kick it off, and Williamsport will be moving from our left to our right in this 37th meeting between Williamsport and Berwick in a game that is underway. Left-footed kick goes to the far side of the field, comes up very, very short, and up man takes it on the knee at the 25-yard line.
Fair catches it, Jim. I forget the rules in high school to college and what the fair catch happens to do. We'll see where they spot that football.
At the 25 against a Berwick defense that has some changes in it. As we mentioned earlier, Mike Fell, Chase Shuckers, and Harrison Snyder, the front three. Jake Lisnock, Ty Wilkerson, outside linebackers. Inside, Jimmy DeAndrea and Liam Carroll will check the secondary after this play. 1st and 10. They mark it at the 26. Caleb Williamson on a roll right. Looking downfield, cocks the arm, and he's going to be hit. Gets the pass away, incomplete. Harrison Snyder immediately makes his presence felt, putting the heat on Caleb Williamson. But a pretty good job by that secondary because he had time to look downfield. Billy Hansen and Josh Kishbaugh are the corners. Strong safety, Braylon Hawkins. The free safety, 9th grader Gavin Galusha.
Head coach Mike Pearson decided to roll the quarterback to avoid the pressure, but they rolled toward left defensive tackle Harrison Snyder, who pressured strongly.
Here's a 2nd down and 10 from the 26. The give on the play is to Harris. Devin Harris tries the left side and not much doing. Maybe a yard on the play.
Jake Lisnock, the freshman, doubles as the backup quarterback, inserted his outside linebacker, would not give ground, would not let them get outside of him, and he'll stop that for about half a yard.
3rd down and 9 for the Millionaires from their own 27-yard line. Aiden Everett is the wide receiver to the left. Slot to the right. Caleb Williamson out of the gun. Long count. Has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires on the middle. He has a man. Josh Kishbaugh makes the tackle at the 38-yard line, but Williamson on target as he hits Sergeant Moses. And Moses, smallest player on the field, makes the grab for an 11-yard pickup and a 1st and 10.
Just enough. Sending a lot of people out on the route, gets rid of it relatively quickly, and Moses makes the chains.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Williamson back to throw again. He fires, has a man on the sideline, out of bounds at the 41-yard line as Kyrie Bradshaw makes the catch, and Billy Hansen on the stop for Berwick.
Keep him limited to about 2.5 yards, Jim. That's a win for the defense.
2nd down and 7. Millionaires at their own 41. Again, 4 wide receivers, 3 of them to the left. The handoff. Harris sweeps the right side down the sideline and picks up a 1st down and then some into Williamsport territory as Devin Harris, very quick around the corner.
Yeah, Berwick's having trouble with the contain throughout the season. Outside linebackers, they've been changing. This time they went away from Lisnock. It's time that they can get to the sideline and stretch a freight.
3rd and 1. Millionaires at their 47. Harris again, the 1st down and then some. Lisnock makes the stop, but not before he gets over midfield to the Berwick 48-yard line.
Now, instead of trying to get around that outside linebacker, they kick him out and turn it up inside, hitting the C-gap strongly.
Again, 3 receivers to the left. Bradshaw to the right. Williamson throws. Bradshaw has it. Goes out of bounds. Not throwing long right now. Little deke and dunk. Kyrie Bradshaw with another reception. They mark it at the Berwick 43. Pick up about 5 on the play. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, they'll take the little dinks and ducks, though, Jim. It keeps moving the chains for them.
Caleb Williamson out of the gun. Fires to the sideline. Another grab. You can see the frustration on the part of Hansen as Kyrie Bradshaw again makes the catch. Not much you could do about those.
No. Very quick little out patterns. You have to respect the speed and backpedal at first. Only about 3-4 yards, but it sets up a 3rd and 1.
Three receivers again to the left. Caleb Williamson, the 6'3 senior quarterback, gives to Devin Harris, looks for the first down yardage. I'm not sure. Berwick defends that one very well. Chase Shucker's among the people in on the play.
They did play it very well, Jim. They stuffed it at the point of attack, and then people were pulling back. Harrison Snyder, coming from the defensive end, gets behind the man and snags him back. They're short. They're going for it.
Fourth down and a yard. Millionaires at the Berwick 39. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Harris, the low running back. Fake to him. Williamson keeps the football and has the first down. Uses that big body of his to extend to the 35-yard line of the Bulldogs.
They don't run him often, Jim, but when they do, by surprise, he's going to make things happen. He followed his running back over left tackle. Williamson on the year, 20 rushes for 34 yards and 2 touchdowns. So effective running when needed.
Slot to the left, wide receiver right. A running back to either side of Caleb Williamson from the Berwick 34. He gives to Harris again. Tries to get by. Boy, Berwick defends it very, very well. Bulldogs have struggled against the run this season, but that time the 9th grader Jake Lisnock came up and made a nice play. He's been involved already a couple times.
Yeah, he's been playing right side. This time he's on the left side. He has a little bit of size and won't be denied. I'll give the runner about a yard, stretch it maybe 2, but that would be generous.
2nd and 9 from the Berwick 34. Trips receivers to the left side. Bradshaw to the right. Williamson has the snap, fires a quick out, has Yazir Slaughter to the 30, to the 25, and buried at the 23-yard line. He's a big play receiver, but he can make big plays even on short passes like that one.
Yeah, throw it short. He follows then another receiver who's blocking, and he'll stretch it beyond the chain for about a 12-yard gain.
They mark it at the 23-yard line, so give 11 yards to Yazir Slaughter. He's one of 3 receivers to the right. First down at the Berwick 23-yard line. Williamson, play action. Back to throw. Has a man in the end zone, and Slaughter is beyond his reach. Deep in the end zone, had a step in the Berwick secondary, but that pass sailed. There is a flag down. It's behind the line of scrimmage. It'll give us an opportunity to give you the officials for tonight's game. Joe Claybon is the referee. The umpire is Scott Schleig. Line judge, Dennis Riprish. Daniel Claybon is the linesman. Mike Sandry, the field judge. Robert Neidig, the back judge. Holding against Williamsport.
In my bet, Harrison Snyder had a good pass rush, and then to prevent him from getting in on the sack or pressuring the quarterback, they grabbed on him. He had the man deep in the end zone. There was a man sort of in the front near the goal line, but this man was at the end line and just overthrown too far.
1st and 20, Williamsport at the Berwick 33. Williamson gives straight ahead and nothing doing. A loss back to the 36-yard line.
D'Ambra from his linebacker position, whether on a designated blitz or just saw the hole open in front of him and decided I'm charging through there, knocks him back for a 2-yard loss.
And Berwick, who has struggled mightily against the run, has to be encouraged by the way they're playing the run on this first series. 2nd and 21, flag down on the play.
Whistling something and a flag thrown by the linesman. Did someone take a set position beyond the ball? If so, probably Williamsport. Line judge coming over to Joe Claybon, who's going to signal up to us which way are they moving this football.
Offside against Williamsport.
So a holding penalty, then 2 yards on a loss as D'Ambra gets the good rush. Now 5 more yards back. Tough to get the first down, let alone the touchdown.
2nd and 26, Williamsport at the Berwick 39. 3 receivers to the right. Williamson back to throw, big pass rush, he'll be sacked back at the 47-yard line. Berwick coming hard.
Gavin Jones was in there, Jim. Normally we see him offensively, but it's the number 51 who made that play coming from right defensive tackle for another setback, this time with the sack.
Williamsport had a first down at the Berwick 23. Now they're back at the Bulldog 47-yard line, 3rd and 34. Hale wide to the left. 3 receivers to the right. Williamson rolls right, Big pass rush. Sets up a screen to the far side. Blockers out in front. To the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, and in for a touchdown on a 3rd down and 34 as Deacon Brown goes the distance, 47 yards. Beautiful setup on the screen.
It really was set up beautifully, Jim. He has not had a pass reception this year. Sets up in the backfield. They give ground. The rush comes. They throw it off to the left. The wall of blockers is in front of him. He uses them beautifully as shields, and then the sideline for the final sprint.
Deacon Brown, the nephew of the late Gary Brown, one of the all-time great players here at Williamsport. A huge play. 3rd and 34, and they score a touchdown. Now, here's an excellent place kicker in Connor Poole attempting the extra point. And flags down. They were having trouble getting players on.
Timeout.
And they will use a timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah, what happened, they realized they just had 10 players out there, Jim, and if they were getting a man in, he came in, but he stayed in the backfield. Now there's too many people in the backfield. That's a penalty as well. Then both went to the line, and then they said, you know what, timeout. Let's get this point squared away. Worth the timeout.
Obviously a big disappointment to the Bulldogs defensively, but that screen was set up about as well as you can.
Screens are beautiful plays in high school. I think they're being overused in the pros where they just don't seem to get there. The defense reacts too quickly. But in high school, the deception is still there, set up wonderfully, and he used his screen in front of him, used those blocks, and then broke free down the sideline.
Connor Poole will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Evan Keimer. Owen Newcomer does the long snapping. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout in the field. 6:54 to go first quarter. Williamsport 7, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Pop Radio.
Drive your new GMC home today. New vehicles have been hard to come by. So at Alexander Family Buick GMC, we've been telling you to reserve your new GMC truck or SUV. But with 25 new GMCs in stock now and 25 more to arrive soon, you don't have to reserve one. You can drive one home today. And with the highest trade values, the lowest rates, and the Blaze Alexander lowest price guaranteed, now is the time to drive one off our lot. Shop online where we're always open. Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg. Taking the deals the other guys won't.
Proud sponsor of Penn State Athletics.
This is Berg football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
What a drive by Williamsport to open this game. 15 plays, 74 yards. The touchdown on a 47-yard screen pass from Caleb Williamson to Deacon Brown on a 3rd and 34.
On the series, Jim, I have Caleb Williamson is 6 of 8 passing for 81 yards.
Gavin Galusha and Tyler Winter anticipating the kick by Poole. It's a beauty. He's got a big foot. And it goes about 8 yards in the end zone for the touchback. So Berwick will get the football for the first time. We talked about the possibility of the Bulldogs playing keep away, but Williamsport used a lot of that first quarter on their first drive, and they'll come out defensively with Elijah Way, Caleb Way, Kaya Street, and Alonzo Rice, the front four. Outside linebackers, Samaj Hale, Devin Harris. Inside, Narik Burks and Deacon Brown. The secondary, Yazir Slaughter, Aiden Everett, and Kanief Carter.
Beautiful complex here at Williamsport, Jim, but we're looking into the setting sun. So when that goes down in about 10 more minutes, I know I'm going to be relieved, and I'm sure you will too.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they move from our right to our left. Tyler Winter gets the call, tries the right side, will not get to the line of scrimmage.
No, big number 66, Kaya Street in there with the hit. They shuffled with him as he was trying to sweep right, trying to look north-south, and nothing open. He'll lose a yard.
And he said, big Kaya Street. That is an understatement. He is 6'3", 322 pounds, a senior.
Good size. And agility shown there, able to shuffle along with the play and swing Tyler Winter down.
Billy Hansen wide to the left, 2nd and 11. Bulldogs from their 21. Ethan Lear out of the gun. Winter to his left. He throws to the right, has his man, and it's Ty Wilkerson, and it's covered well, but he makes a good effort to get out over the 22 or the 23-yard line. Good effort after the catch by the sophomore Ty Wilkerson.
Caught in the backfield near the sideline, had to elude or fight away from one runner, drag him a little bit. He'll get 3 yards past the chain, set up about a 3rd and 7, maybe 8.
Well, last thing Berwick wants to do is go 3 and out after Williamsport put together that scoring drive to open this game. Lear out of the gun. Rolls to his left. Stops. Fires. Has Billy Hansen. Hansen is ridden out of bounds, I think, just short of the first down yards. Had to go up high and make the catch. Kind of lost his balance at the sideline.
But he tight-roped it right there at the 30, Jim, and that's where the yard marker is. They're going to call him about a foot and a half short. They're putting it as 3rd down, but it should be 4th, right?
Yes, it is 4th down. And it's, one of those situations you hate to give it away on 3 and out, but it's the smart thing to do here.
Yeah, down in distance, Jim, you have to punt this one away, and the defense didn't play all that badly in the first series. Big touchdown.
Giovanni White, Connie Carter, deep, very, very high punt, and the ball is bumped, and the scramble is on inside the 25-yard line. And Berwick misses out on a great opportunity. Williamsport recovers at the 22. There were 4 Bulldogs surrounding that football. Somehow, they let it squirt free.
Giovanni White muffed the punt, touched it on the fair catch opportunity, realized it started chasing, but as you mentioned, the bevy of Berwick players. One should have just tackled him, Jim, prevent him from getting to it, sat on him. Instead of doing that, they go for the ball, they bat it back to Giovanni White.
5:44 to go, opening quarter. Williamsport with the football, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They lead Berwick by a score of 7-0. 3 receivers to the left. Williamson out of the gun. Back to throw. Steps up into it. Fires to the far side. Incomplete. Overshot his man at the 40-yard line.
Trying to run Yazir Slaughter in a deeper out pattern. Sort of a flag look. Yazir Slaughter got himself free, but the ball thrown too far.
2nd down and 10 for the Millionaires. Last week they found themselves in a hole, losing to Dallas 28-6, made a good comeback, came up short in a 28-20 loss. Tonight, they have the early advantage. 2nd and 10. Williamson hands off to Harris. Billy Hansen wraps him up, not before he gets to about the 28-yard line. Looked like Kyer Whaley might have gotten the carry on that one rather than Harris. Yeah, that is a 23. So give Whaley the carry. Out to the 28, a pickup of 6. 3rd down and 4.
This is where Berwick needs to stop. Most likely a pass. Shotgun seems to be the typical formation for this team. Wide side of the field to the left.
Williamson keeps the ball himself off the left side. Spins for the 1st down out to the 35-yard line. I'll tell you what, as well as he throws the football, if he's going to be a running threat, it's going to be a real problem for the defense.
Especially when you're thinking about pass, Jim. It's in your mind. You're ready to start backpedaling on the snap. He gets it. Follows a runner, runs with deliberation. When he sees the little seam he needs to get to the change, he squirts on through and fights for the yardage.
7 yards of the carry by Caleb Williamson. Williamsport, 1st down at their 35-yard line. Slot to the left, a running back to either side. Williamson is back to throw. Big pass rush, rolls right, fires downfield, off the hands of Kyrie Bradshaw at the 35-yard line. Would have had to have been a spectacular catch. And one thing encouraging from a Berwick standpoint so far, well, actually 2 things. They're playing the run pretty well, and they are getting after the passer.
Yeah, they did. It was Jimmy DeAndrea coming on in with the blitz, Jim. Normally, you're seeing the front 3 provide the pressure, and a linebacker somewhere also coming. DeAndrea up the middle doing the job.
3 receivers to the right. Bradshaw wide left. Williamson out of the gun. Back to throw. Big pass rush, and the pass goes through the hands of Hale here at the 30-yard line. They tried to set up a screen here to the right. Didn't work. There is a flag down on the play.
Fancy little motion. The running back came like he was going to the right and then spun behind the quarterback and looked like he was going to take a swing pass going off to the left. They faked that and then came to the right with a similar swing action, but the running back let his quarterback down.
3rd down at the 35. 3rd and 10 Millionaires. So Berwick will try to prevent a disaster like the 3rd and long on Williamsport's first possession. Slot to either side. Williamson. Long count. Slaughter goes in motion. Rolling right is Williamson. Keeps the football, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. And well short of the first down yardage.
Had the sideline, could have stepped out, but refused to, Jim. So Berwick came up, gave him a shot. Another man came up and gave him a shot. That should set up the punt.
At the 38-yard line, give him 3 on that carry. So Berwick gets a stop. And it'll be a punting situation. Billy Hansen deep in single safety. Connor Poole will be punting for Williamsport. Again, some special teams confusion on their part as they get a man on late.
Bring the quarterback in, Caleb Williamson. Keep an eye on a fake.
Poole back at the 24. Gets the snap, gets the kick away. Nice kick. Berwick lets it roll, takes a great roll where Williamsport is concerned. Will go down around the Bulldog 13-yard line. So the Bulldogs get it for the second time in this opening quarter, which has 3:27 remaining. And Williamsport leading 7-0.
2 pass completions in the first series. Ty Wilkerson caught a 2-yarder on the sideline. Billy Hansen 1 for 7. Tried to tightrope to get the first down and just short. Other than that, just a run by Tyler Winter. We'll see how they do with this series of downs.
It's a beautiful night for high school football here at STA Stadium. The kickoff to weekend number 4. Season really flies by when it gets going. It's hard to believe.
Yes, it does.
Next week will be the halfway mark of the regular season. So Bulldogs try to get something going offensively. So they line up at their own 13-yard line for the first down. DeAndrea gets the call off the right side. Jimmy DeAndrea pounds over the 15 out to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line in the first down carry.
Little old school Berwick, Jim. They had double wings off the right. Jake Lisnock among them, the freshman. We've been seeing him getting the start defensively, seeing some offensive action. Not as a backup quarterback, but this time as a wingback.
2nd down and 6. Berwick at their 17. Harrison Snyder, the tight end, on the left. Fake handoff. Lear keeps it and will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Defended very well by the Millionaires. He'll lose the yard back to the 16.
Yeah, inside linebacker Narik Burks really in position, smelling that out. He's a stud. Led the team with double-digit sacks each of the last 2 years. Smells out that action. Knifes on in.
They mark it back at the 15, so it's a 3rd and 9 for Berwick. Burks, a 5'10", 200-pound senior. Wyoming Valley Conference first team selection last year as a defensive end. Now playing the linebacker position. 3rd down call, Berwick. Lear back to throw. Fires downfield, has a completion over the 35 out to the 40-yard line. Josh Kishbaugh makes the grab.
He's been more visible as the season's progressed, Jim. Number 14, small in stature, but able to make the plays. His 4th catch of the season, and that one wonderfully timed as the quarterback got it off, and he was going down to see.
21 yards on the reception to Josh Kishbaugh. 1st and 10, Berwick at their own 36-yard line. We go under 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. 3 receivers to the right. Lear out of the gun. Hands off, running play to the left. Will gain a couple out to the 39-yard line.
Jimmy DeAndrea again, Jim. I'm surprised we're not seeing Tyler Winter in there. Keep an eye on that. Jimmy DeAndrea has been carrying the ball in this series and in the backfield. They'll give him 4. Nice first down play.
2nd down call coming for Berwick from their 39-yard line. Fast-moving first quarter here at STA Stadium. It's Billy Hansen. Goes wide to the left. DeAndrea to the right of Lear. Ethan Lear rolls right, stops, plants the feet, throws it way over the head of the intended receiver. Harrison Snyder at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, trying to hit the quick out pattern. DeAndrea blocking as he does a semi-roll to the right. Quarterback zips it high and hard, and the receiver just can't hold it.
Yeah, that was Josh Kishbaugh, the intended receiver. So now it's 3rd down and 7. Berwick from their 39-yard line. Tyler Winter will check in, replacing Jimmy DeAndrea for this 3rd down play.
3rd and relatively long, 7. Tyler Winter, while he's a strong scat back, he might throw it to him out of the backfield. We're going to have a stoppage here, Jim.
Berwick will call timeout. 1:11 to go. Opening quarter, 7-0 Williamsport. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number 1 when you have to go number 2.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Bulldogs with the football at their own 39-yard line. They will face a 3rd down and 7 following their timeout. We have 1:11 remaining in this opening quarter. Williamsport leading Berwick by a score of 7-0.
The ball will be on the left hash, wide side of the field, going toward the Berwick sideline, away from us, toward the right. Often teams like to work that wide side, and Berwick has trips receivers over there, plus Harrison.
3 receivers to the right. Lear out of the gun. Williamsport showing blitz. They may have forced Berwick to back up ahead of time, and that will be a legal procedure against the Bulldogs, so a tough situation becomes tougher.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is you don't want to force this, Jim. You try it. If your receivers aren't there, throw the incomplete, and you punt it away. Last time you punted, they muffed it. Berwick should have been able to recover it. But the crawling receiver of that punt somehow managed to have the ball batted back his way and take it away from 4 Berwick Bulldogs.
3rd and 12. Winter lines up to the left of Lear. He has the shotgun snap, and Ethan back to throw, and he fires into traffic, incomplete. Going up high, trying to make the grab was Billy Hansen. Good coverage in the secondary by Williamsport's Kenneth Carter.
Yeah, coming across where the linebackers will be getting into their drops, and a man was just all over him. High as Billy Hansen went, too much coverage, not able to make that catch.
Giovanni White, Kenneth Carter back anticipating the punt from Luke Peters. Ethan Lear with a perfect snap. Left-footed punt. Another good kick.
Yes.
High and deep. And this time, Giovanni White will over-the-shoulder catch, and Berwick with great coverage downfield. And they'll bring him down, I believe, inside the 20. So good special teams play by the Bulldogs.
5 white jerseys immediately on him, Jim, joined by a 6. So that was great coverage after a great punt. Nice and high into the air. Time for the coverage to get down there. Good specialty team play all round.
They're going to give them forward progress to the 24-yard line. That's where Williamsport will put it in play. They lead at 7-0, 53 seconds remaining in this opening quarter. Trips to the left side. Wide receiver right. Caleb Williamson, as usual, out of the gun. 1 running back to his left. First down call from the 24. That running back will get it off the right side. Got a head of steam over the 30. Out to the 32, just short of the first down yardage. Devin Harris on the carry.
Yeah, Berwick struggled with plays off the C gap that turn into sweeps, whether they get around the outside back or defensive end or whether they're able to kick him out. It's been a weakness of this defense all year.
2nd down and 1. Williamson back to throw, and he throws it too low for the intended receiver, Kyrie Bradshaw.
It's a short yard that they need, and they've run the quarterback in these situations behind the running back. Watch for it again. I'm surprised they passed in that situation on 2nd and short.
3rd down and 1, Millionaires. A running back to either side of Caleb Williamson. Just a yard needed for the first down.
Ooh.
And he gives the ball to Hale, tries the left side, and he will not get to the line of scrimmage. Kind of a mix-up with running backs running into one another. Hale then got the handoff, and he was buried.
Ty Wilkerson among the first people, or at least the one who held on in the backfield. You mentioned the backs wanted to cross in front of the quarterback and shotgun, bumped into each other. Who's going to take the football? When one finally decides, I got this, and tries to bubble it back, he's already 5 yards deep.
1 quarter in the books here at STA Stadium in Williamsport. Williamsport 7, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Pop Radio.
Hi, this is Jonathan from Nespoli Jewelers in Berwick. We are happy to announce that once again we will have the Nespoli Jewelers Athlete of the Week throughout this football season. Each week, the Berwick coaches will choose an athlete who worked hard, was a good teammate, and put forth his best effort all week. We will announce this student athlete on this station prior to the Berwick football game, and we will be honoring him by donating $100 in his name to the charity of his choice. For more information on the chosen Nespoli Athlete of the Week, please visit us on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
Don't let orthopedic issues keep you from doing what you love. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute is your orthopedic partner in Hazleton. With same-day appointments available, our team of experts treat everything from joint pain and sports injuries to orthopedic trauma. Live life fully again with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, located at 26 Station Circle in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Visit lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
We start the second quarter, a booming punt by Connor Poole, and then a flag down as Berwick player about to receive it. Did he call for a fair catch, and was he interfered with?
If he did or if he didn't, Jim, it didn't matter. Aiden Everett ran him down before any opportunity to make the catch, so that will be a penalty from the 25-yard line. I was gasping at the booming punt. That was a rainmaker. Very, very high and carried well. The officials are talking as to how they should be marking this off. Is it a 15-yard penalty from that spot where he was hit? Is it fair catch interference? Is it catch interference? Is it personal foul for roughing that man? You're going to have a little confab and make a decision.
We're just underway here in the second quarter. Williamsport leading 7-0. If you're just joining us, the Millionaires scored on their first possession when they got a screen pass to Deacon Brown, and he raced 47 yards on a 3rd down and 34 play.
Yeah, they were down. They were driving nicely with a short passing type of attack, and then a sack and a penalty and a this and a that. And they were way back there. Now, all of a sudden, the beautiful call on the screen. Perfect execution. They're going to march this off as a 15-yarder from about the 26-yard line. It'll set the ball at the 41.
So Berwick has had issues with field position in this first half, but this is their best to start a possession. As they move from our left to our right in this second quarter, they have it at their 41-yard line.
Passing a little bit more than you'd expect for a team that's been averaging 163 yards on the ground during the season.
Wide receiver to either side. Lear out of the gun. Hands the ball off to Winter. Winter has some running room. Breaks free at the 45. Is tackled from behind. In Williamsport territory of Berwick, first down. And now the Bulldogs want to come quickly to the line of scrimmage. So hurry up offense on the part of Berwick after the scamper. And a wide open man on the far side. It's Ty Wilkerson, the 30, the 25, the 20, and forced out of bounds across the way. Berwick's hurry up pays off.
I don't know, Jim. There's no huddle to come out of, but no one left the field, so Wilkerson must have just lingered near the sideline after that 15-yard run by Winter. They throw it to him. He's by himself, catches it at about 7 yards, and then a nice run after the catch with no one on him.
29 yards on the reception to Wilkerson. If the pass gets there quicker, he's in for 6. He's wide to the right now from the Williamsport 16-yard line. Lear hands off to Winter. Tyler Winter cut down after a gain of a couple up the middle.
Devin Harris coming on in and making the hit, but he made a nice little stretch on that, Jim. It looks like they're going to mark it as about a set. Oh, I'm seeing the wrong chain.
Yeah, 3-yard run.
3.
So Berwick threatening for the first time in this game with 11:10 to go in the first half. The Bulldogs trailing 7-0. They have it at the Williamsport 13-yard line. 2 big plays on this possession. Ethan Lear out of the gun. Winter to his left. Wilkerson comes in motion. Fake handoff to him. Lear keeps the football, has a little bit of running room, gets to the 10, maybe the 9.
They're taking Harrison Snyder as a wingback. They had him over the right guard, and at the snap, he pulled like he was going to trap over the left guard. Lear followed him. Didn't get a whole lot, but it looks like it has the potential to get more. Look at him about 3 on that.
The ball at the 11. Berwick, 3rd down and 5.
And most likely 4th down territory if he can sort of get this one within 2 or 3 yards of the chains.
Blocking backs to the right. Lear out of the gun. Will take it himself off the right. Has some running room. Lowers the shoulder. Gets down to about the 5-yard line. He's close to a 1st down.
If he gets to the 5, he has it. Chains on the 6. Are they going to lay the chains down? No.
They brought it back to the 6, which is either a 1st down or mighty, mighty close. 4th and inches from the 6. So Lear looks to the sideline. Big call coming. 9:39 to go in the 1st half. Lear under center. 4th and 1. Gibbs to Winter straight ahead. Ball looked like it was loose. Berwick's on it. Did they get on it with the 1st down?
I think they did, Jim. I think he fell forward onto the football on the 4-yard line. That would be the chains. Oh, they're going to spot it on the 5. That still gets it to him. 1st and goal from the 5.
So the old fumble straight ahead and recover it on 4th down.
Yeah, I always like that flick. Just like they called it.
So Berwick, 1st and goal at the 5. Trying to get the tying score on the board here with 9:10 remaining in the opening half.
They've been doing a lot of stacking of wing backs, using Harrison Snyder for part of that.
Winter is the running back to the right of Lear. Tyler Winter gets called to the left side into the end zone for Berwick. Touchdown. Tyler Winter from 5 yards out. Berwick's within an extra point of tying it.
Matt Gordner from right guard pulled to the left side to let up the hole. Harrison Snyder was at the point of attack. And Winter following that blocking gets the seam he needs for the score.
Luke Peters, 4 for 7 in extra points. 3 for 3 though last week. Will try to tie it out of the hold of Josh Kishbaugh. Snap is a little bit high. The placement is there. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out the field. 8:54 to go. Opening half. Williamsport 7, Berwick 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Pop Radio.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Luke Peters will kick off following his extra point. The point that tied the score at 7 with 8:54 to go in the 1st half. Nice looking drive by Berwick. 7 plays, 59 yards. Tyler Winter in for the touchdown from 5 yards out. His 4th rushing touchdown of this season. Luke Peters will kick it off. 3 people deep for the Millionaires. This kick comes up very, very short. A pooch kick. And down on one knee at the 32-yard line, one of the up men. That's where Williamsport will put it in play.
Yeah, Aiden Everett going with the fair catch. They've been schooled well, Jim. If it's a high but short kick, don't risk catching it and being hit and have it knocked away. Fair catch it, take it there.
It's a moot point. I don't think he fair caught it, but once you go down on knee in high school football, it's over. But at any rate, Everett, whose father is from Berwick, makes that play, and Williamsport has it with the score tie. They have it at their own 33-yard line with a 1st and 10. Caleb Williamson has a running back to either side of him from the 33. Gives to Harris, not much there. Tries to bounce it outside. He won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, Berwick defended that as well as you could. They plugged up the middle. When he bounced it outside, Ty Wilkerson was there.
Yes, he was. Harrison Snyder was at the point of attack. He stuffed it, forced it to bounce outside, and then Wilkerson, playing a strong outside linebacker there, coming up and making the hit for the loss of 4.
Second down call coming. Millionaires back at their 29-yard line. 3 receivers to the right and a quick out to the right. And Slaughter has it to 30. 35, lowers the shoulder, hit hard, fumbles the football right at the Berwick sideline. Was it out of bounds, or did Berwick recover?
Berwick. They're pointing Berwick has it, Jim. The official on the side dropped the beanbag and points that it's Berwick's football. But are they debating? Did he point the wrong way? Berwick's huddled there. They're going to offensively huddle and come out. Turnover.
So the quick out. The receiver coughs up the football. Berwick able to get on it, and they have a first down at the Williamsport 41-yard line.
They had success with the screen earlier. They went with the screen pass. This one much wider. Receiver has it, tries to follow his wall, but as he's being hit, the ball pops loose at about a 7-yard gain, and Berwick comes up with it before it goes out of bounds.
It's the Bulldogs looking for the lead here with 8:12 remaining in this half, and the score tied at 7. First and 10 at the Williamsport 40-yard line.
Keep that momentum going, Jim. They had it on their offensive drive. A turnover is a big change of pace. You want to keep Big Mo on your side.
Receiver to either side. Lear out of the gun. Hands the ball to Wilkerson. Looking for some room off the right side. Not much there. Second effort will get him a couple to the 38-yard line.
He runs hard, Jim, but he's a speed runner, and he's good in open field. That jet sweep where he has to run up in the middle, trying to follow Harrison Snyder. They seem to want him at the point of attack in a lot of these plays. Williamsport may notice that and make some halftime adjustments to defend that area where he happens to go.
Second and 8, Berwick. Billy Hansen wide to the left side.
Isolated one-on-one.
Wilkerson lines up in a slot to that side. Lear out of the gun. Second down call. Ethan Lear, quick pass to the opposite side. It goes through the arms of Kishbaugh and will go as an incompletion and bring up 3rd and 8.
You know, if they're going to take Billy Hansen and just play a corner on him, I'd isolate him, run him deep down the field, and see what happens. I'll keep an eye on that. They may have seen what I've seen from the top. Probably not here on 3rd and 8. Maybe a little later on down.
This might be 4-down territory if the Bulldogs can gain some yardage here without the first down. Lear rolls to his left, stops, plants the feet, throws downfield way over the head of his intended receiver down the 25-yard line.
Trying to Josh Kishbaugh. Shallow flag over on the left side. Rolling to his left, he has to stop, square the shoulders, and plant. Well, kind of knuckles out of his hand, but I think even the most accurate pass, the coverage is a little too strong.
4th and 8. And Luke Peters will come on to do the punting. Ethan Lear does long snapping. Luke has gotten off 2 terrific punts.
Don't know if he wants one that far this time, Jim. You'd like to put this team inside the 10.
Gets the snap, gets the kick away. Everett will let it bounce. It goes out of bounds. Fisher will triangulate, bring it up the sideline. We'll see where it marks it, but it's inside the 20.
Yeah.
So an effective punt by Peters, who's been good tonight. And Williamsport will get it with 7:09 to go in the first half, and the score tied at 7.
Overall, Berwick's done a nice job defending this very potent passing attack. Been able to pressure the quarterback, been able to stymie some runs, keep their coverage on the receivers. They need to keep that up.
The ball is at the 14-yard line of the Millionaires as they move from our right to our left here in the second quarter. Caleb Williamson has 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fakes handoff, keeps the football himself, lowers the shoulder, gets over the 15 out to about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Liam Carroll kind of lurking. Didn't take much of a zone drop when he showed pass sense. The quarterback was hesitant to throw it. Eyeballed him, stayed with him, and they'll limit him to a long 2.
Second down coming up at the 17-yard line. Three receivers to the left. Williamson has the snap, rolls right, big pass rush, looking, throws it away. Boy, Berwick coming hard. They have rushed the passer better in this game than in any game to date.
Jim, that was number 26, Neville Schuyler, who we've not seen in any action, but that was the number. Came in through a gap like the A gap and chased the rolling quarterback down on the right side, forcing the throwaway.
3rd down and 7. Williamsport back at their own 17-yard line. Movement on the receiver's part. Now they're set with 3 to the right and 1 to the left. Williamson on the 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Looking, steps up into it. Here comes the pass rush. He is going to be down at the 15-yard line. Just couldn't get out of there. Jimmy DeAndre among the people in on the play, but someone had him by the leg and would not let up.
Neville Schuyler yet again. Jim, I checked to see that at the 26 right, he's playing a stand-up end in the 4-man line. He basically shut this man, made sure the quarterback wasn't going to get around him, and then chased him down from the inside.
Connor Poole is back to punt. My advice to Billy Hansen, move back.
Yeah.
Last was a boomer. He's standing back at the Williamsport goal line. Flag down in the middle. Williamsport thinks Berwick jumped across. Wouldn't be a first down. Would give Poole 5 more yards.
Yeah, they'd still have to punt it away.
But it's going the other way.
Saw movement. Sometimes the center flinches, and that causes defensive linemen to jump. Umpire there. That's Scott Schlegel making the call.
Owen Newcomer, 9th grader, does the long snapping. Poole 5 yards deep in the Williamsport end zone. Snap is there. Kick is away. Billy Hansen will let it bounce. Takes a great Williamsport roll inside the 40, inside the 35, all the way down to the 32-yard line. You know, against most high school teams, you get their punter back 5 yards deep in his own end zone, you're guaranteed good field position. A lot better than the field position Berwick just got.
Yeah. You know, when he gets it real high in this sort of dusk type of sky, you're a little afraid to catch it. You don't want to muff it. But then he gets the bounce. Billy Hansen, I love him, but he's chasing that bouncing punt, and I want to scream as a coach, run away. The only thing it can do is bounce into your shin and have... Again, expecting that punt.
Own number after faking to Tyler Winter, and a pretty good first down carry out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, nice fake. He rode the man, then pulled it out and ran inside of him. He'll get 4.5 yards or so, and that's a nice first down play. Still 5 minutes to go in the half. There's no hurry.
Second down coming. Berwick will... Fires a quick out to the far side, has his man Hansen looking for some running room, gets by one man and does a nice job getting the first down.
Yes, he does. Deliberate running, Jim. Caught it and knew he'd have to run to get to the chains.
Besides Andy's stats, Julie Lentz will bring us updated on the high school football scoreboard as we kick off weekend number 4 tonight. Center Gavin Jones over the football at the 42. Berwick in their own territory with a first down. Lear back to throw. Looking long down the far side. Has a man. The ball is caught inside the 20-yard line, down to the 16-yard line. Beautiful throw as Josh Kishbaugh settles under it. However, this one may come back.
We see the flag, and they're talking out there. Preliminary signal is against Berwick. I mentioned, Jim, with some of the isolated coverage where it's cornerback on wide receiver all alone on one side of the field, that you might be able to get the pass down there. They're going to say a lineman crept downfield, Jim. Boy, that's a tough call. You know, the thing is, you can't have a lineman posing like he's an eligible receiver. Sometimes you get aggressively blocking, or you chase your man after you bump him and he quits on the play. Yeah, the spirit of the rule is to not confuse them thinking he's a receiver. That's not what that was. You got to throw the flag. You know, that's the rule. Berwick gets caught with the lineman downfield, taking away about a 30, 40-yard play.
1st and 15, Berwick at their own 37. 3 receivers to the right. Lear fakes handoff, keeps the football, gets outside left. He gets over the 43 out to the 44-yard line. Pretty good carry by Ethan Lear.
Fakes it inside, makes up the penalty yardage, plus maybe another one. So they have a nice opportunity on 2nd and about 9 to keep the drive going with 3:22 and counting left in the half.
Ball just short of the Bulldogs' 44-yard line. Josh Kishbaugh wide to the left. Slot to the right. Lear out of the gun. Back to throw. Comes to the right. Billy Hansen goes up high and has the ball knocked out of his hands, incomplete. He was there. The pass just too high. Hansen really had to extend the body to get his hands on it. Then he took a hit, and the ball popped free.
Yeah, till he jumps, even if he holds on, Jim, it's going to be just a short gain, well short of the chains, and he's going to take a wallop in the ribs for it. Quarterback Ethan Lear needs to bring that one down a little bit.
3rd down and 8. Berwick trying to hang on to the football here with 3:02 to go in this opening half, and the score tied at 7.
Ball on the left hash, wide side of the field to the right. 4 eligible receivers over there.
DeAndrea, 1 of 3 to the right. Lear back to throw, looking to set up a screen. Pressure comes. His pass is caught by Hansen to 45, over midfield to the 45, down to the Williamsport 41-yard line. What a great job by Billy Hansen. He helps out his quarterback coming from probably 20 yards downfield. He has to come back and make the grab, make some people miss, and Berwick converts.
Looked like they wanted to set up a screen in the center of things, Jim, but it was covered. He kept backpedaling, and I thought it was, a pass he shouldn't have even thrown. It floats up a little high, but Billy Hansen, fighting his way back, catches it, spins, dances, and gets to chains.
15 yards in the reception. Boy, that is the definition of helping out your quarterback. As the call goes to DeAndre off the right side, breaks one tackle and another. Good effort by him as he gets to the Williamsport 37-yard line in the first down carry.
He's a hard-nosed runner, Jim, and you need to do that first handoff to get the second part of the zone read to go. He'll stretch it for 4, maybe 5, pushing that range.
2nd down and 6. Again, Berwick with 2 timeouts remaining. 2:05 to go in this half. They have it at the Williamsport 37-yard line with the score tied at 7. Slot to the left. Wide receiver right. Lear out of the gun. Fake to DeAndrea. Gets the pass away. Has the completion down to the 30-yard line. Looks like the first down. We've seen a lot of Aiden George in this game. But who caught that one?
Harrison Snyder, Jim, the tight end. They've been using him as a blocking H-back. This time, as they run 2 people off on the left side, he sneaks out into the flat very, very nicely and makes an important catch.
Just his 2nd catch of this season gives Berwick a first down at the 30 with 1:31 to go in the half. Lear back to throw. Fires over the head of Hansen. Lear took a hit just as he got that pass away. Stops the clock with 1:25 to go. 2nd and 10 at the Williamsport 30.
Well, time to take a deep breath and decide what you want to do. 1:25 to go. Ball at about the 30-yard line on the right hash. Probably passing because you have to keep that clock in check.
Although, again, they do have the 2 timeouts remaining.
Yep.
Wilkerson will be in a slot to the right. Lear out of the gun, rolls right. looks downfield, fires, has Ty Wilkerson, and he's forced out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. He'll pick up about 3 on the play. Guess he didn't get out of bounds. That clock continues to run.
Kenneth Carter did a nice job in tackling him on the sideline. There's your first timeout, Jim.
1:07 to go in the half. 7-7 the count. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number 1 when you have to go number 2.
The home of the Berwick Bulldogs. This is W234BH Berwick at 94.7, WBWX W242CY Berwick at 96.3, W282CO Bloomsburg at 104.3, W288CF Danville at 105.5, and streaming online at thisispopradio.com. Pop Radio, a 7 Mountains Media radio station.
Big moment in this opening half. Score tied at 7. Berwick with 1:07 remaining in this half. 3rd down and 6 at the Williamsport 26-yard line. Bulldogs by our count with 1 timeout remaining.
Right hash, so the quarterback rolling is going to go against his unnatural throwing motion.
3 receivers to the left. Lear looks that way. Fires a bullet pass, and Wilkerson drops it at the 16-yard line. They had him in the middle. That was going to be a first down, and with his speed, who knows how much more.
He was basically slanting from left toward the thing. He had the chains, and then he kind of stopped like a hook pattern. It was above his helmet, but as soon as it went off his fingers, he smacked his own head.
Yeah, Ty Wilkerson has good hands. Yep. That was an aberration. Comes at a bad time. Now Berwick facing a 4th down. Too long for a field goal. We'll see a play from scrimmage. They need 6.
And again, on the right hash. Semi-roll by the quarterback where he can square and throw.
Lear has the snap. Back to throw. He's got Billy Hansen in the end zone. The pass is incomplete. Flag out of the play. Flag out of the play. Billy Hansen was being guarded closely on the far side of the field. Ball thrown pretty well by Lear. This will go against Williamsport, and Berwick will convert on a penalty on that 4th down.
Yeah, it's almost like a wheel route, the way he ran that out and then up the sideline. Kenneth Carter had the coverage, and he was on him. But his back totally to the play, never turns to look. There's contact before the ball gets there. You have to throw that flag.
They pointed the wrong way. They indicated a Berwick penalty. They're saying...
I don't see how.
Offsetting penalties?
Offsetting should give you another 4th down play. I don't understand what happened. Unless there was a penalty and then an after the play penalty.
No,
but Berwick would have the first down. I don't understand.
Not at all.
It looked like clear pass interference with contact on Kenneth Carter with his back to the receiver. Was back to the quarterback facing the receiver. I don't know what the call is. It can't be offsetting. They must have called it against Berwick.
Yeah, Billy Hansen was somehow called for that. 52 seconds, that's enough time for Caleb Williamson.
Reverse.
Gets the Hale on the reverse, read well, but he gets by the Berwick tackler, goes to the far side of the field and is ridden out of bounds. Boy, Berwick read that very, very well, just couldn't make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Harrison Snyder finishes it off, but it looked like a number 9, Jim, but there's no one like that. A single digit seemed to have the penetration. Had him very, very deep in the backfield on the reversing action. They'll get it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
2nd and 10. 41 seconds remaining in the half. Williamson back to throw, fires a quick out, a dangerous pass, but Hale has it, looking for the sideline, and he gets there. Out of the 35 to the 37. Boy, that pass was dangerous. Berwick had it covered and looked like it could have been an interception.
But he gets it, sneaks it, runs, makes the yardage, changes the field, and stops the clock by going out of bounds, stops it with 34 seconds.
13 yards on the reception to Salaj Hale. 3 receivers to the right. Williamson back to throw. He's looking long downfield. There's a flag down the play and incomplete as Kyreek Bradshaw, the intended receiver, Billy Hansen on the coverage. There was a flag down behind the line of scrimmage.
Usually indicates holding. We'll have to see. Nice coverage. Yes, a nicely thrown ball. Williamsport had an opportunity to make a spectacular play, but coverage enough to break it up.
You know, getting back to that play and the call against Billy Hansen, I said, oh, they're pointing the wrong way.
From where we're standing, Jim, now granted it's across to the far pylon, I just don't see what else could have been called. I mean, if there was no flag, I thought it would have been wrong. But then a flag against a Berwick receiver in that corner, I still think they called it wrong. Timeout, Williamsport.
26 seconds remaining. We'll keep it right here. You know, in most teams in high school football, at this point of the first half, you take a knee and you go in and talk things over. But when you have Caleb Williamson, when you have his 4 excellent receivers, why not take a shot?
Well, why not? And even if you're not going deep, Jim, the screen pass has been the killer. This team runs wonderful screens. So Berwick has to be ready for anything. I'm sure Roy Dennis is over there talking with his defense. Play a little bit of a soft umbrella. Keep everything in front of you that you can see it, but make sure to make the tackles. Keep an eye on screens and don't let anyone get deep. Put the pass rush on them.
So 26 seconds remaining, opening half. Score tied at 7. Williamsport 1 timeout remaining. They have the ball at their own 34-yard line with a 1st and 15.
Berwick would like to get pressure with Harrison Snyder at his defensive tackle position, perhaps blitzing Ryan DeAndrea.
Caleb Williamson out of the gun. 3 receivers bunch to the right. It's back to throw. Berwick, big pass rush. Steps up inward. Has some running room. He's at the 40 and goes out of bounds at about the 45-yard line with 17 seconds remaining.
Smart play. Saw he couldn't avoid the rush. No receivers open, so he took off to the left. Found a natural seam. Berwick kept him in front. Wasn't going to let him get very far. Take it out of bounds. Stop the clock with 17.
Williamson, again, that banana bunch of receivers to the right. And a wide receiver left. And he's back to throw. Steps up into it. He is going to be sacked at the 44-yard line.
Harrison Snyder had him first, but he got away from that. But he's not getting away from Neville Schuyler, Jim. The newcomer's been making his presence known as a stand-up defensive end. 8 seconds to go, probably one more play. Do we have the final timeout?
We do, with 8 seconds to go. So Williamsport, again, has a quarterback that can throw it a long way. They have some receivers that can run a long way, notably Yazir Slaughter. So they're going to give it a shot here on 3rd down and long and what will maybe be the final play of this opening half.
Yeah, if you're throwing deep downfield, it takes some time. I don't know if it takes 8 seconds. If it falls incomplete, you might get 1 second left in 4th down play. Of course, the other option, the one I like as a coach, is to fake it deep downfield and then set a screen off to the side. And this team has nice screen passing game. Their touchdown score was on the screen pass. I'd look to it again here.
3rd and long. 8 seconds to go in the half. Devin Harris to the left of Caleb Williamson. Hale in a slot to the right. Slaughter outside of him. Maybe the final play of this opening half. Williamson out of the gun. Has the snap. Back to throw. Big pass rush. Rolls right. Cuts the arm. Looking long downfield to the 5. The ball is tipped once, twice. Incomplete, and the first half has come to an end with the score. Williamsport 7, Berwick 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Pop Radio.
Experience a drive that makes you feel more connected than ever before at a price you can afford at W&L Mazda.
Discover the luxury Mazda vehicles without the high price tags. Whether you're looking for technology and fuel efficiency for long commutes or the extra space for weekend getaways, head to W&L Mazda today for a test drive.
The W&L Mazda team will take the time to understand your drive and will match you with a perfect Mazda to accompany you on the way to success. We're off Route 11 in Northumberland, or visit us the last week of September at the Williamsport Fair just off C Ave. Find us online at WNLMazda.com.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Looking for convenient and reliable dumpster rentals for your residential or commercial project? EcoFirst Logistics has you covered with dumpster rentals from Bloomsburg to Hazleton and surrounding areas. Their dumpster rental service is designed to make waste disposal easy, hassle-free, and eco-friendly. Whether you're planning a construction or renovation project, junk removal, or a major cleanup, they carry a range of dumpster sizes to fit your needs and ensure that what can be saved is sorted out. On the web at eco-firstlogistics.com or on Facebook.
The subs at Bob's Subs and Pizza in Berwick have so much meat in them you'll be having leftovers for days. The Italian is piled high with fresh slices of ham, capicola, salami, and pepperoni on a freshly baked bun. Bob's cheesesteak oozes with cheesy goodness woven into a mountain of thinly sliced ribeye steak. So if you're tired of bland, unsatisfying subs, Bob's Subs and Pizza in Berwick is your new go-to. With over 22 different kinds of sumptuous hearty subs, you'll find just the one or two to cure your cravings. And the pizza at Bob's Subs and Pizza, oh, it's so good. Bob's Subs and Pizza in Berwick. Taste the difference.
It's time for the Berwick Bulldogs halftime show on Pop Radio. Brought to you by W&L Subaru, Nissan, Mazda, and Collision Center. Discover the W&L difference today.
In Williamsport, Berwick High School Marching Band, under the direction of Anthony McDonald, about to entertain here. First half ends with a 7-7 tie. Williamsport moved the ball well off the opening kickoff in this game. Ended up going 15 plays, 74 yards, but the touchdown was a thing of beauty. It was on a 3rd down and 34 play. And they set up a screen to the far side, blockers out in front, beautifully executed. Deacon Brown caught the pass, went 47 yards for the score. Connor Poole with the extra point. Williamsport had a 7-0 lead with 6:54 to go in the quarter, and that was the score after the first quarter. But in the second period, Berwick capped a 7-play, 59-yard drive on a 5-yard touchdown run by Tyler Winter. 2 big plays along the way. A 15-yard run by Winter, and then as soon as Berwick got the 15-yard run from him, they raced to the line of scrimmage, caught Williamsport napping, and completed a pass to Ty Wilkerson for 29 yards. In fact, if the pass didn't bring him back a little bit, it would have been a touchdown. But Berwick continued on the drive. Winter took it in from 5 yards out. Luke Peters with the extra point. That scored the tied the score at 7 with 8:54 to go in the opening half. And then later on, Berwick put together a nice drive. Started at their 31-yard line. It reached the Williamsport 26-yard line, where there was a 4th and 6. Quarterback Ethan Lear threw to the far corner to Billy Hansen. He was bumped by the corner for Williamsport. A flag flew. It looked like Berwick was going to be the recipient of a penalty and be put in a great position to perhaps take the lead into halftime. The official came towards us, pointed what I thought was the wrong way as he pointed toward Berwick, and the more they talked about it, that was the call. It went against Billy Hansen. Williamsport took over, got it near midfield, weren't able to put anything on the board, and that's how we stand here at halftime. Berwick 7. Williamsport 7. Stay with us. We'll check stats with Andy Ulickney. We'll check scores with Julie Lentz. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Experience a drive that makes you feel more connected than ever before at a price you can afford at W&L Mazda.
Discover the luxury Mazda vehicles without the high price tags. Whether you're looking for technology and fuel efficiency for long commutes or the extra space for weekend getaways, head to W&L Mazda today for a test drive.
The W&L Mazda team will take the time to understand your drive and will match you with a perfect Mazda to accompany you on the way to success. We're off Route 11 in Northumberland, or visit us the last week of September at the Williamsport Fair just off C Ave. Find us online at WNLMazda.com.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, the roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas, now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 120 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you and your children every step of the way.
Every step of the way, First Columbia Bank.
Hi, this is Jonathan from Nespoli Jewelers in Berwick. We are happy to announce that once again we will have the Nespoli Jewelers Athlete of the Week throughout this football season. Each week, the Berwick coaches will choose an athlete who worked hard, was a good teammate, and put forth his best effort all week. We will announce this student athlete on this station prior to the Berwick football game, and we will be honoring him by donating $100 in his name to the charity of his choice. For more information on the chosen Nespoli Athlete of the Week, please visit us on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Halftime from STA Stadium in Williamsport. Williamsport 7, Berwick 7. Stats from the opening half, Andy Ulickney.
Very even, Jim, the way the scoreboard shows. I have the teams just within 6 yards of each other in total offense. Williamsport with 139, Berwick with 145. And the splits balanced as well with each other. Both teams less in the run and more in the pass. For Williamsport, 18 rushes for 35 yards. They don't normally run for a whole lot. Devin Harris has 6 carries for 24. Kair Whaley, 2 carries for a net of 2. Samaj Hale, 2 runs for -4. And the quarterback, Caleb Williamson, being pressured. Harrison Snyder really coming in. We've also seen a strong game by Berwick's number 29. Got to find his name, Neville Schuyler, coming in and pressuring. But despite the sacks, he's at 8 carries for plus 11 yards and some critical sneaks. So just a net of 35 yards overall in the running game on 18 carries for the Millionaires of Williamsport. Caleb Williamson of Williamsport is a cool customer, tall in the pocket, looking very smooth. I have him as 8 of 15 throwing, as Berwick's been playing some pretty good defense, coming with pressure and covering well. 104 yards in the air. The big one of those 104 was on a screen pass. Berwick really had them backed up, and they throw a screen off to the left to Deacon Brown coming out of the backfield. Stays behind his screen, uses the blockers well, and then sprints the sideline for a 48-yard touchdown. Their sole points here in this game, along with the PAT. Adding to the passing game, 1 catch for Samaj Hale. That's a 13-yarder. Salesh Moses, an 11-yard catch. Yazir Slaughter has caught 1 for 11. That's holding him in check pretty well. And Kyreek Bradshaw, he has the most catches, 4 of them, but just 21 yards in all, so just about 5 yards a catch there. 8 catches, 15 attempts for 104 in the air for Williamsport, adding the 35 on the ground. Berwick's held this team to 139 yards in total offense here in the first half. For the Bulldogs, normally they're doing it on the ground. but here they have 14 carries for 54 yards. You'd expect more rushing out of them. Tyler Winter, 25 yards on 5 carries. Jimmy DeAndrea looking good with 3 carries for 11. Ty Wilkerson tried a jet sweep, got 2 yards on that. And then the quarterback, Ethan Lear, 16 yards on the zone reads and some scrambles along the way. Add them all up, and it's 14 rushes, including the 5 by the quarterback, for a total of 54 yards here at halftime. Passing, I have Ethan Lear is 8 of 16. That's at 50%. 91 yards, just short of the 104 that Caleb Williamson has for the Millionaires. 8 of 16 for 91. Billy Hansen with 3 of the catches, 28 yards for him. Ty Wilkerson has 3 catches for 35. Josh Kishbaugh has 1 for 21, and he got another for about 40 that was brought back because of a lineman downfield. And Harrison Snyder, sliding from his H-back tight end position out into the left flood area, got a 7-yarder there. 8 catches in all, 91 in the air, 54 on the ground, 154. Compare it to the 139 for the Williamsport Millionaires, and you can see it's a rather close ball game going on.
It is indeed, Andy. And, a similar situation in some respects to last Friday. You're at halftime feeling good about themselves. In fact, last week against Abington Heights, they had a 7-point lead. But this one feels a little better to me because they're winning the battle up front. Their defensive line for the first time this season is actually outplaying the opposition. They're getting good pass rush and modest rushing yards for Williams.
You're not going to be able to stop Harrison Snyder, with any type of blocker. He's going to be a different force. Now, does it weaken you on the outside a little bit? But I think they've gotten better outside linebacker play than they have all season in this game. So a tribute to some of the shakeups. I think you feel better about yourself, too, Jim, when you look at the almost plays this one. You had about a 40-yard pass that's called back because a lineman snuck downfield. You have a catch that would have been at the pylon, if not in as a touchdown, that should have been a pass interference. And for somehow it's a mystery penalty against Berwick that I just can't understand. You had a punt where their guy goes to fair catch it, muffs it. There's 5 of you and 1 of him. And instead of him, while he's crawling on the ground, having someone sit on him, they try to bat the ball back to themselves to run it in, and they bat it back to him. So when you look at those type of big plays that could have gone the other way, you say, hey, we could have a bigger edge in this one. I think you have to feel good about the performance.
Score tied at 7. We'll check other scores a little bit later. We're listening to Berwick Football on Pop Radio.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Williamsport. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio, CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting, with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickshinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with prearranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Halftime from STA Stadium in Williamsport. Both teams have made their appearance out on the field. It's Williamsport 7 and Berwick 7 for an update on other scores as we kick off weekend number 4 of the 2023 season. Let's return to the studios of Pop Radio and Julie Lentz.
Thank you so much, Jim. Yeah, as I'm looking down my score sheet here, Danville is ahead of Loyalsock 21-13. That's at the half. Southern Columbia is ahead of Lewisburg 56-7. That's in the second. Wyoming Valley West is ahead of Crestwood 7-3. That's at the half. I have 2 games that I'm struggling to find scores. The Wilkes-Barre area, Hazleton. Haven't seen any updates yet, as well as Midwest and Bloomsburg. I'll keep looking, and hopefully I can have an update come the final. Central Columbia and Montoursville are tied 7-7 at the half. Central Mountain is ahead of Mifflinburg 20-14. That's in the second. Milton is ahead of Mount Carmel 12-7. That's at the half. Selinsgrove, big one against Shamokin. They're ahead 42-0 at the half. West Scranton and Dallas, that game is actually going to be played tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Valley View is ahead of North Pocono 14-7 at the half. Mid-Valley ahead of Old Forge 20-0 at the half. Wyoming area is ahead of Nanticoke 21-0 also at the half. And last, Pittston area is ahead of Hanover area 35-0 at the half. That's what I got for now. So let's head back to the Berwick and Williamsport game with Jim Doyle and Andy Ulickney.
Thank you very much, Julie. 7-7 is the score here. Berwick looks for their first win of this season. And again, no Berwick team has started 0-4 since 1974. Going back to that year, it was George Curry's only losing season as a Berwick head coach. And my mind doesn't have all of it, but I know there was a teacher strike that year, and there was at least one game and maybe several that fell into the forfeit category. So that 74 team, that's a dubious distinction, but there were some asterisks after that one.
Yeah, and I want to put an asterisk on our call to that pass in the corner, Jim. I'm talking in the press box with a very nice young man, and he agreed from our perspective. He'd have called it as defensive pass interference. But he said what he got from the people is that as Hansen's running down and as the ball's in the air, he's pushing off the man's number. So that would have been the offensive pass interference that happens before the ball gets there, and that's the way that they did call it. I figure there has to be some explanation. There wasn't a lot of argument about it. It just seemed so strange. But again, our perspective from here, far across the field down to the far pylon, we wouldn't see Hansen's hand position if he is pushing off that defender.
I like the mix of run and pass for Berwick tonight. You know, it's no glaring numbers as far as passing is concerned, but the threat is there. And again, you go back to the one play that you pointed out, the long completion to Josh Kishbaugh that came back. But Berwick ran the ball so effectively last week. If they can somehow keep that going and get the passing game going, then they've really got something going.
And I think they will. I think they use Tyler Winter very nicely, and I think DeAndrea is quite the weapon as well as the running quarterback. Sprinkle in the passes. You're looking at Hansen with 3, Wilkerson with 3, Kishbaugh with 1, and that was a 21-yarder and could have had that one for close to 40. And also worry about Harrison Snyder as an H-back sneaking out, and he can cause some damage. So, yes, it's a nice balanced attack. It's been able to sustain some drives. They're going to have to continue that here in the second half and continue to play pretty solid defense.
Last year, a big strength of the Berwick defense was getting after the quarterback. We hadn't seen that through the first 3 weeks of this season. Admittedly, the teams mostly were running the football. But tonight, against a very good passing team, Berwick has had heat on Caleb Williams.
Well, and the one big change is Harrison Snyder in a three-point stance, and some people say, why didn't you do it sooner? Well, one of the weaknesses of the team has been where he's been playing at outside linebacker. Opposite him's been a weakness. You move him out, you could have two weaknesses. If you make the change, you make some other changes, you bring a freshman in, Jake Lishnock, and also Ty Wilkerson, a sophomore coming in, and they've shored that part up well. And then add in this sort of surprising pressure we're getting from Neville Schuyler. They're doing a real nice job pressuring the quarterback and D'Ambra rushing and blitzing. It's been solid.
Score tied at 7. Remember last Friday after a good first half, third quarter was a nightmare for the Bulldogs. They'll try to avoid that this evening. They will get the football as Tyler Winter and Gavin Galusha await the kickoff from Connor Poole. He has a strong leg.
Yes.
And this one goes 9 yards deep in the end zone for the touchback.
He's a high school player. He'll be picking his college. Big leg, whether it's in the kicking game, place kicking game, or the punting game. A big-time athlete.
Yeah, I've talked to Williamsport head coach Mike Pearson earlier, and he said that he's pretty much solid with Lehigh. There may be other suitors, but he wants to go to Lehigh for the education, and they will welcome him, I'm sure.
Good decision. Strong academics.
1st and 10, Berwick. They move from our left to our right. They have it at their own 20-yard line with the score tied at 7. We're just underway here in the third. Ethan Lear out of the pistol. Gives the ball to Winter. Tries to get outside left and does so. At the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. Down the far side over midfield. Still on his feet. Down close to the 35-yard line of the Millionaires. Berwick's first play from scrimmage in the second half. A huge game by Tyler Winter.
Yeah, 40 to 50 yards, Jim. I'll let you measure it off. They are still using Harrison Snyder as that wingback, H-back. Moved him to the left side on the snap. He got the key block, which was able to spring Winter and give him the sideline. After that, it was the foot race.
44 yards on the carry by Tyler Winter, and it's a 1st and 10 Berwick at the Williamsport 36-yard line. Slot to the right side. Lear out of the gun. Drops a pass off to Winter. Williamsport reads it beautifully. Be a loss back to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, backward pass at that. Elijah Wade, defensive end, sees it, stays with it, and drops him for a considerable loss. We'll call it as a running play. That'll knock some of his yardage back by about 8 yards.
They mark it at the 42, so it's a loss of 6. Second down. And 16 for the Bulldogs. Just underway here in the third. So after the long run by Winter, the loss sets him back. See if Berwick can overcome that loss. As Ty Wilkerson wide to left. Single coverage on him. They give us to Winter off the left side. He pounds inside the 40. Down about the 39. Picks up about 3. Third and long coming for Berwick.
Again, they're looking, where is Harrison Snyder? He usually will take you toward the play. He's an H-back. He can line up behind any lineman or as a wing. He seems to have the freedom to move to the point of attack, and Winter's been running in his direction.
3rd down and 13. Berwick would like to get some yardage here and create a makeable 4th down situation. Slot to the left. Lear back to throw. All the time in the world. Fires to the sideline. Nice catch by Kishbaugh. Not the first down, but it will make it a manageable 4th down. Boy, nice catch at the sideline by Josh Kishbaugh.
And they wrestled him down by the top of his shoulder pads. I wondered if a hand had slipped up through the face mask. It'll be a 4th and long 3 or short 4, Jim.
4th down and 4 Berwick. So first big call of this second half, which has 9:34 to go in the third. Score tied at 7. Berwick 4th down and a long 3.
I'd keep my eye on the running quarterback.
Berwick sends 3 receivers to the left, and they have some confusion, and they had to use a timeout. We'll take one as well. 9:18 to go in the third. Score tied at 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Hi, this is Jonathan from Nespoli Jewelers in Berwick. We are happy to announce that once again we will have the Nespoli Jewelers Athlete of the Week throughout this football season. Each week, the Berwick coaches will choose an athlete who worked hard, was a good teammate, and put forth his best effort all week. We will announce this student athlete on this station prior to the Berwick football game, and we will be honoring him by donating $100 in his name to the charity of his choice. For more information on the chosen Nespoli Athlete of the Week, please visit us on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
4th down, a long 3 for Berwick. Just short of the Williamsport 28-yard line. We are early in the third, 9:18 remaining. Score tied at 7. And Berwick going for it following their timeout.
I always look which hash the ball's on. It's on the right. So the quarterback throwing to his left would like to square and set his feet. I'm still thinking a running quarterback play. Fake it and then run them.
3 receivers to the left. 1 comes in motion to the right. Lear takes the snap. Big pass rush. He's in trouble. Steps up into it and is upended at the 32-yard line. No chance for Ethan Lear. Did a good job to get as close to the line of scrimmage as he could.
Tariq Burks finishes him off with one of those up in the air and then spin him while he's up there and bring him down. An exciting tackle for Williamsport. But pressure earlier prevented him from rolling to the left, setting his feet and getting the pass off. Then it was a scramble. He was blocked off from running for it and then brought down.
Williamsport with their first possession of the second half from their 32-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Harris gets the call off the right and gets out to about the 39. There is a flag down, maybe holding coming against the Millionaires.
The area where you'd expect to see holding, and that's the initial indication we're seeing from referee Joe Claiborne.
A lot of times when you see that corner blocked so cleanly, it wasn't so clean.
Yeah, when you can get it easy where your man can get to the sideline. From very near the line of scrimmage, it looks like they're going to mark it off 10 yards.
1st and 20 for the Millionaires. 3 receivers to the right. Caleb Williamson came into the game 67% passer on the season. Has the snap, pump fake, then fires to Slaughter, and he will get little or no yardage, maybe a yard to the 23.
Really played well by Tyler Wilkerson, Jim. We mentioned he's been an outside linebacker. He had to widen toward trips. It's sort of a trips receiver screen type of pass, and he was right there to stop it.
2nd and 20. Millionaires at their 22. Now a slot to either side. Williamson out of the gun with the running back to his left. Now a man in motion to the right. That's Moses. Back to throw. Fires over the middle. Has his man. A completion for the first down. A broken tackle. Over midfield to the 45. To the 40 down the far sideline. Yazir Slaughter finally brought down the 20-yard line. Short pass. Big game. Yazir Slaughter.
Thrilling. He's one of the men in the wide side. He's able to run a little seam pattern, little skinny post, catches it, and then eludes Billy Hansen. That was hard to do. It seemed like 11 was going to tackle 11 right there for about a 9-yard gain. But somehow, shiftiness, little sidestep, and he's down the middle sprinting.
57 yards on the completion, 1st and 10. Millionaires at the Berwick 21-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Williamson out of the gun, gives to Devin Harris. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Jimmy DeAndrea from his linebacker spot, closing quickly and makes the play.
He's able to react well. He sees the steam. He steps on up into that hole and beats the man, wraps him well. There'll be no gain on that play for Harris.
2nd down and 10. Millionaires at the Berwick 21-yard line. 7.5 to go in the third. Score tied at 7. Harris lines up to the right of Williamson. Back to throw. He is. Big pass rush. He's in trouble. Needs a block. Harrison Snyder almost had him from behind, and then he is sandwiched back at the 26-yard line on the far side.
Ty Wilkerson eventually runs him down, and Neville Schuyler also there. Harrison Snyder, if he was able to wrap him, would have dropped him for about a 7-yard sack. As it is, you have that quarterback running. You can't find receivers. And they'll still take
6-yard snap.
Yeah.
Back to the 27-yard line. 3rd and 16. Williamsport at the Berwick 27. Williamson with 3 receivers to the left, signaling to those receivers who shift positions. There's still 3 out to the side, though. Long count. They're down to 1 and just barely got it off. Play action, throws it over the middle, incomplete.
Tried to hit Yazir Slaughter, isolated on the right side, coming over the middle, but could not get there. Had to throw it hard, put a little zip on because he's been feeling pressure. And Berwick may withstand this after that long pass. We're going to see a long field goal attempt, Jimmy?
Not too long.
Not too
for this
long.
guy.
No.
Poole will attempt it. We saw him kick from 50 in the pregame. This hold will be at the 34, so this is a 44-yard field goal attempt by Connor Poole. 3 for 3 in field goals this season. Billy Hansen comes in and blocks it. Hansen blocks it. Berwick takes over the football. Billy Hansen with the big special teams play.
He came off the right side, and normally there's a wing back there that forces you wide and, doesn't give you it. The timing didn't seem to take too long. A good snap. It didn't log back there. Hold was down. The kick was up, but Hansen's in front of it and able to take that play away, and that's a huge stop for Berwick in this 7-7 game.
Bulldogs take over with 6:26 remaining in this third quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Tyler Winter, the call, looking for running room. Nothing there. Williamsport stacks it up maybe a yard to the 35.
Jaden Ransom in there, a defensive end, able to get in, grab him around the waist, and hold him to a 1-yard gain.
Now he stretches it to the 36, so we'll call it 2nd and 8. Berwick at their own 36-yard line.
Berwick hasn't gone that much with the run, Jim. They may decide to try it here in this series.
Ethan Lear looked to the sideline for the play. He's got a slot to the right and a slot to the left. 2nd down and 8. Fakes handoff, keeps the football, has some running room, and gets out over the 40 to about the 44-yard line.
Very nice. Again, the deception on the zone read. You've been running Tyler Winter. He's had success. He has 67 yards on the game. So you pull it out of his belly, take it on up the middle, and Ethan Lear approaches the chains. 3rd and a long 1.
Ball just short of the Berwick 43-yard line. Center Gavin Jones over the football. Lear will operate out of the gun. Blocking backs to the left. Tyler Winter gets the call, has the first down, and then some strong effort by him to the Williamsport 45-yard line. We said this about Winter last week. He always finishes the run.
Oh, he does. Berwick helped themselves with formation till he had set the 2 wing backs side by side as if they're tight ends. You kind of get an unbalanced line. And they're running in that direction. As soon as Winter sees north-south openings, he takes it upfield.
11 yards on that carry. 1st and 10, Berwick at the Williamsport 46. Winter again. Good running room. Breaks the tackle. Another first down. Inside the 35-yard line off the left side.
Yeah, give him another 11. He'll move the chains. Once he gets himself going, he's tough to stop. Might want to give him a little breather, let him catch his breath. Maybe fake it to him after the effective runs and let the quarterback, Ethan Lear, pull it away and take it up inside.
12 yards on that carry. Berwick. 1st down at the Williamsport 34-yard line. Winter again to the right of Lear. Williamsport jumped across.
Yes, they did. Cadence pulls off a big lineman. That's Kaya Street. You mentioned he's big at 322 pounds. You're not going to miss him. 5 yards the easy way, and Berwick's had its running game going at 9-10 yards a clip the past few downs.
1st and 5, Bulldogs at the 29-yard line. As they come to the line of scrimmage, Lear out of the gun. Winter to his left. Winter the call. Has running room up the middle, inside the 20, down near the 16-yard line. Boy, Berwick's offensive line right now taking charge.
Offensive line and the wingbacks. Jake Lisnock, the true freshman's in there. Of course, in high school, it's going to be a true freshman. And Aiden George, this time lined up off the right side. Bring that tough runner in that direction, and he's going to get the chains again.
11 more for Tyler Winter.
Give him 100 yards on the game.
From the 18, Estrella is wide to the left. The call goes to Winter again. Why not? Turns the corner and down near the 5-yard line.
Strong blocking, as you're saying. Matt Gardner pulling from right guard to the left side. Leads the way. Really fronts his man to give Winter that wide play off the left.
13 on that carry. The Tyler Winter show on this series. First and goal. Berwick from the 5, trying to break a 7-7 tie. 3:26 to go in the third quarter. Blocking backs to the right. Lear out of the gun. Gives the ball to Winter. It slips and falls as he gets to the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. Looked like he had it going.
Maybe even closer than that, Jim. See where they do happen to spot it. You mentioned those blocking backs. Lisnock, the freshman, and Aiden George, who's on out there, stretching things to the right. And give it to Winter in a sweeping action, and as soon as he sees the north-south seam, he takes it.
They got him at the 3-yard line. Second and goal from there. Winter again up the middle into the end zone, standing up for Berwick, touchdown. And the Bulldogs have their first lead of the game with 2:49 to go in the third.
They've been working themselves wide, stretching their runs on the perimeter beyond the blocking backs. This time they take it up tight inside, and they find room behind their center, Gavin Jones, Liam Carroll, and Matt Gardner blocking.
Extra point attempt coming for Luke Peters. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field. 2:49 to go, third quarter. Berwick 14, Williamsport 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience, and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Quite a drive by the Bulldogs as they go 8 plays, 66 yards. Tyler Winter in for the touchdown from 3 yards out. And they have their first lead at 14-7. Another pooch kick by Luke Peters. This time there was no fair catch, and a return will be made out to the 41-yard line.
Yep, Aiden Everett has had to make decisions on those. This one didn't seem too high that he felt he had to fair catch it. Caught it and ran with it nicely.
Tyler Winter's drive, 11 yards, 12 yards, 11 yards, 13 yards, and the touchdown run from 3.
Yeah, add them up. I have him on the game with 15 carries, 119 yards.
And coming off a career best 143 against Abington Heights.
Just 25 yards at halftime, Jim. Now at 119 with 2:42 to go in the third.
Williamsport, good field position, 1st and 10 at their 41. Williamson, the quarterback, back to throw, gives the ball to Slaughter, sweeping the right side, and he'll get about 4. Defended pretty well by Berwick.
Call it a running play. It's kind of a jet sweep, but he's in front of the shotgun man. He takes a little bit of a lateral pass in his direction. It's behind the line of scrimmage. I guess that would be a passing play. I'm going to change my score sheet.
Remember, that touchdown drive started after the big play by Billy Hansen, blocking the field goal attempt. 2nd and 6, Millionaires from their 45. Back to throw. Williamson steps up into it. Hit as he gets it away. Completion for a first down into Berwick territory, out of bounds to the far side at the 40-yard line. On target to Salaj Moses.
Yep, had time. That time they faked that little shuttle pass that they just ran with Yazir Slaughter and went to the right side where the receivers were, and Moses is in the area to move the chains.
15 yards on the completion to Salaj Moses. Williamsport trailing for the first time in the game on the march at the Berwick 40-yard line with a 1st and 10. 3 receivers bunched to the right side. Williamson has the snap, and he's back to throw. Big pass rush. He's in trouble. Gets it away. Incomplete. Boy,
Harrison Snyder, Jimmy.
Did a great job getting that pass away.
Yeah, and he was about 12, 15 yards back as well, backpedaling as he sees Harrison Snyder coming. No time to set up for the pass, as Harrison really pressures him deep. He's lucky to get it away and get back to the original line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, Millionaires at the Bulldog 40. Williamson gives some instruction to a wide receiver who comes out here wide to the left. He's got a running back to either side of him as he waits the shotgun snap. Has it. Back to throw. Fires. Ball dropped. Pass right on target at the 33-yard line. Moses couldn't haul it in. And now it'll be 3rd down and 10 at the Bulldog 40.
Hooking up well short of the chain still. It's going to put up a critical 3rd down play here for Williamsport to try to convert as they need 10 yards.
Running back on either side of Caleb Williamson, who awaits the shotgun snap. Here's a 3rd and 10 at the Berwick 40. And Williamson starts in motion, so it's going to be a direct snap, or will it? No. Goes out to talk to a wide receiver, comes back to his spot. Now has the snap. Back to throw, fires over the middle, incomplete. Incomplete. Ty Wilkerson back in coverage from his linebacker position. So now Williamsport with a 4th and 10. Even for Connor Poole, this is out of range for a field goal. Will they bring the punt team on? It looks like they will.
Yeah, you could go for it on 4th down, but Berwick stymied you on the last 3 plays with pressure and some confusion. Never see a quarterback run out to a flanker and then run back to a shotgun position. That's a first for me.
Berwick has no one deep for this punt attempt.
Berwick's called a timeout, Jim.
Yeah, Bulldogs with just 1 remaining. 2:10 remaining in the 3rd. Berwick 14, Williamsport 7. You're listening to Berwick Football on Pop Radio.
Looking for convenient and reliable dumpster rentals for your residential or commercial project? EcoFirst Logistics has you covered with dumpster rentals from Bloomsburg to Hazleton and surrounding areas. Their dumpster rental service is designed to make waste disposal easy, hassle-free, and eco-friendly. Whether you're planning a construction or renovation project, junk removal, or a major cleanup, they carry a range of dumpster sizes to fit your needs and ensure that what can be saved is sorted out. On the web at eco-firstlogistics.com or on Facebook.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
The ball at the Berwick 40-yard line. Williamsport facing 4th down and 10. Berwick called a timeout.
Yeah, and you know what, Jim? I think they want to make the defense very aware this could be a fake punt.
Well, it is Connor Poole that is back there as the quarterback in there. He was in the back position in a previous punt.
Yeah.
There it is, a short snap. Williamson hit as he gets it downfield.
Harrison Snyder floored him, Jim. I think the timeout was worthy. They told the team, look, I don't think they're going to punt. Watch the short snap. Putting him down.
Punt after Berwick has used a timeout to look for a big punt.
Yeah, if you assume that's why they used a timeout and it wasn't personnel.
First and 10 for the 47 for the Bulldogs. Tyler Winter, the call off the right side, gets close to midfield.
Throughout this third quarter, Jim, that's his 16th carry of the game for 122 yards with 1:44 left to play. And I think they're going to try to keep that ground game going if it's effective.
And makes a cut and gets to the Williamsport 44-yard line. He'll pick up about 6 on the play.
Not just the two blocking backs, and we've been highlighting them throughout, Lisnock as well as Aiden George, but they're also pulling linemen. Matt Gordner, they like to pull him from right guard. He went off to that left side as well toward those blocking backs. So a lot of traffic in front of Tyler Winter, who knows how to follow those big blockers.
Third and less than a yard, and under center is Lear, takes the quick snap and straight ahead. Gets the first down and then some.
Yeah, and then some. It was that, well, I hate to call it a tush push because I just don't like the term.
Why
that would describe, well, it's descriptive. People now know what it is with two backs behind them. Williamsport did not seem ready for the third and short as they were soft in the middle, and Lear looked to get about 4 or 5 yards on that.
First and 10, Berwick. Time winding down here in the third. 32 seconds to go. Lear out of the gun. Gives to Winter off the left side, looking for running room. Has some and pounds down here close to the 30-yard line.
Seems to be getting 8 or 9 every time they run a sweep toward the two blocking backs. And again, we can't overemphasize their importance. One is a freshman in Jake Lisnock, the other Aiden George, and the pulling of the guard, Matt Gordner. They just have Williamsport outmanned at that point of attack with these sweep plays. They're going to keep going with it.
3 quarters in the books here at STA Stadium. Berwick 14, Williamsport 7. You're listening to Berwick Football on Pop Radio.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
A week ago at Crispin Field, Berwick had a 7-point lead over Abington Heights at halftime. Third quarter was a nightmare for the Bulldogs in an eventual 47-21 loss to the Comets. Tonight, Berwick 7-7 at halftime with Williamsport. Third quarter was a good one for the Bulldogs. They actually dominated it. They lead 14-7, and we start the fourth quarter. Berwick will have a 2nd and 2 at the Williamsport 31 as the Bulldogs move from our right to our left.
The formula's been the running game, Jim, and in formation, it's 2 H-backs, like wing backs, extending an unbalanced line one way or the other, predominantly to the left as we've seen, and then pull Matt Gordner as well. And usually they manage to get Harrison Snyder somewhere near the point of attack. So just extra blockers and then tough running by Tyler Winter.
2nd down and 2. Winter to the left of Ethan Lear, who waits the shotgun snap. Gives the ball to Winter off the right side. The first down and then some down near the 27-yard line of the Millionaires.
Samaj Heil, the defensive end, knew what was coming, got across to contain it, and they just turned it north-south in front of him. Oh, again, good decision by Tyler Winter as he's going to move the chains. Very slowly move the chains.
Well, in a high school game, a 2-score lead looks huge in the fourth quarter. That's what Berwick is hoping to gain as they have a 1st and 10 at the Williamsport 28-yard line, leading 14-7. Lear out of the gun. Gives the ball to Winter again. Off the right side. Breaks the tackle. And another. Still on his feet. has the first down inside the 20-yard line.
Boy, he's a tough runner, Jim. Again, credit the blockers, the formation, the coaches for staying with this. Some people get like, well, hey, we've been running it, we got to change up. No, keep going with it. Keep going with it.
They marked him short of the first down yardage, just short at the Williamsport 19. It is 2nd down and 1.
And now you might play with this down. This might be where you decide, let's fake it and let's run the quarterback. They're over on the right hash.
Again, Winter to the left of Ethan Lear. DeAndrea gets the call off the right side. The first down and then some. Jimmy DeAndrea up inside the 15-yard line, still on his feet, down around the 11.
Strong running, Jim. He's a physical brute. Give Winter a little chance to catch his breath, shake off some of the bruises, and DeAndrea's not giving you any break when he's running. Williamsport player is down on the point of attack. Cayenne Mims, they'll tend to him. Berwick will regroup on the sideline. Linemen get a chance to catch their breaths as they're expecting to pound this in from the right hash as they're approaching, the 11, 12-yard line.
7 yards in that carry by Jimmy DeAndrea. Nice change up from Tyler Winter, who's having another monster game after one at Crispin Field last Friday.
I have him with 153 yards. They'd have to count the 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 carries for 153 at this point by my count.
A new career high for Tyler Winter, who had 143 last week against Abington Heights.
And I thought they were doing better when they were running their sweeping action to the left toward those two wingbacks. Now that they're on the right hash, we might see them come back in this direction.
This possession started with the big hit by Harrison Snyder on the fake punt by Williamsport.
A knockout type of hit. Quarterback as the up back, normally a blocking back, calls the signals on the punting action. He's about 5 yards behind center. We sense, because of down and distance, a position they may go for it. Berwick sensed it as well. The coaches called the timeout, alerted the team. They had things covered very well. And Harrison Snyder really came in with a hard hit.
The injured player for Williamsport walking off under his own power.
Cayenne Mims is that man, walking rather slowly. Now, Berwick had great momentum. And you can take this a couple ways. Does it give them a chance to rest some of the offensive linemen and blocking backs and come back with renewed vigor? Or does it break some of that momentum with the injury timeout?
Ball at the Williamsport 12-yard line. Berwick moving from our right to our left, trying to add to what is a 14-7 lead.
DeAndrea is still in there as the setback, Jim.
To the left of Lear, who awaits the shotgun snap from the 12. DeAndrea the call off the right side. Good blocker out in front. He gets down to the 4-yard line.
Matt Gordner again is the pulling guard. We've been seeing come all the way across the formation behind the center. This time as right guard. He's going off to his right, leading that way, and that's an 8-yard gain.
Matt Gordner, just a sophomore, 6 foot, 265 pounds. 2nd and 3, Berwick at the Williamsport 5-yard line. Early here in the fourth as we go under 10 minutes to play. This would be a big score. Berwick can punch it in. DeAndrea again to the left of Lear. DeAndrea the call off the right side, lowers the shoulder, close to the goal line. Second effort, did he get in? Yes, a touchdown. Jimmy DeAndrea, second effort in from 5 yards out, and Berwick builds the lead.
It didn't look real pretty, but it's the power in those legs and the determination that he's just not going to go down. This time it wasn't the blocking. It was pretty naked there. Not a big seam. He might have got to the 3, but just a refusal to be tackled. Fighting and spinning and fighting his way into the end zone for the score.
Extra point attempt coming from Luke Peters. The snap will be from Ethan Lear. The hold by Josh Kishbaugh. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 9:47 to go. Berwick 21, Williamsport 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Don't let orthopedic issues keep you from doing what you love. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute is your orthopedic partner in Hazleton. With same-day appointments available, our team of experts treat everything from joint pain and sports injuries to orthopedic trauma. Live life fully again with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, located at 26 Station Circle in the Humboldt-Dusso Park. Visit lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
Bulldogs extend their lead as they cap a 9-play, 53-yard drive on a 5-yard touchdown run by Jimmy DeAndrea. Luke Peters with the extra point. 21-7 Berwick, 9:47 to go.
Kickoffs have been relatively short throughout the game, so you wonder if it's by design, if they fear these deep people and don't want to risk the return.
Yeah, last two have been of the pooch variety, and this one pretty much the same, although one of the deep men is able to field it at the 23-yard line. Berwick with good coverage downfield. He'll be brought down at the 30.
Giovanni White was able to come up with it. We've seen him in punts. Oh, he's a little bit deeper, but not the deepest of the men. Berwick with pretty good coverage. They'll put it down there around the 30-yard line.
Last time we saw Caleb Williamson, the Williamsport quarterback, he was limping to the sideline after that big hit by Harrison Snyder on the fake punt. Plenty of time for the Millionaires, though. They're down 2. They've got a prolific quarterback. He's in the shotgun. 1st and 10, Millionaires at their 30.
They're missing a guard, Jimmy, or a tackle. They're going to need a timeout here or take a 5-yard penalty.
They will use the timeout. By my count, that is their first. But it might be one that they want later on. Boy, what a job. You know, Andy and I have talked on the way home for the first 3 Berwick games, and we've said, we're not calling Harrison Snyder's name very much, and we know it can't be lack of effort because he's a great effort kid. It's been a contributor since his freshman year on this varsity program. Boy, we've called him tonight.
We have, and again, a return to a more natural position for him, and not that he's playing with more energy or this. They weren't comfortable at outside linebacker, and they weren't good at outside linebacker even when he was there. But they could run away from him. If you put him on the left side, they can run the opposite side. So you weren't able to get the bulk of his efforts, of his talent. So they moved him back inside. They've made changes to 2 totally different outside linebackers who played very respectable football in this game. Major changes in the secondary. Boy, it's paid dividends in this Roy Dennis defense.
1st and 10, Williamsport at their 30. Slot to the left side. Moses with Slaughter outside of it. Rolling right to throw is Williamson. Throws underneath. Has his man gain out to about the 35-yard line. Liam Carroll comes from his linebacker position to make the tackle. Samaj Hale makes the stop, and he is down.
He basically was in the backfield and kind of swung on out as the hot receiver. Quarterback Caleb Williamson had to throw it to him. It looked like it was going to be a nice play, eluded a tackler or 2, but then brought down hard by the secondary, and he's still down. So Williamsport suffering some injuries, probably an injury that forced the timeout when they had no tackle in for the last play. It's been tough.
We talked to Mike Pearson, the Williamsport coach, before the game. He says, I'm going to try not to be starstruck tonight. I said, what does that mean? He says, Bo Orlando was my favorite player when he was in high school. He said, I'd sit in the stands here at Williamsport. People say, why are you rooting for Berwick? I said, I'm not rooting for Berwick. I'm rooting for that guy.
I became a fan favorite of Bo Orlando on a Monday night football game, Jim. I forget the team they were playing. It might have been Pittsburgh, and they had a stud runner who would get through the first level and through the linebackers, and Bo would have to come up from safety. And like 8 out of 10 plays in succession this was happening. He became a bit of a folk hero overnight in that game.
Injured player is Hale. He goes to the sideline. Williamsport
penalized.
After a penalty, is back to their 20-yard line. So first and long. As Williamson back to throw, and he fires over the middle. He has a man, a gain just out to the 30. As Berwick rushes to the football. Bulldogs have been so aggressive tonight. Tyreek Bradshaw made the catch.
But they need a long ways to the chains after the penalty set them back to a 1st and 20. Now, while they got 10, Berwick rallies to that football underneath.
2nd and 10, Millionaires. At their own 30. Slot to the right side. Williamson back to throw. Dumps a pass off. Has a man in the flat. And he slips down at the 32-yard line. As the pass was complete to Solage Moses. But he lost his footing. And as a result, they'll pick up only one on the play. So now a big call coming for Williamsport. They trail 21-7. Clock running, 8:29 to go. And they have a 3rd and 9 at their 31.
Passing down, of course, for a team that really likes to pass. Berwick will come with some pressure. Watch D'Ambra blitzing.
3 receivers to the left. Williamson back to throw. Fires over the middle. Has his man. I think the forward progress will give him the first down. The pass completed to Kyrie Bradshaw. And a bullet throw by Williamson. We'll see where they mark it. And it is a first down, so big conversion for the Millionaires.
And Bradshaw knew he had to get to the chains. As a receiver, you sprint to that direction. If there's any comeback, you don't come back any further than the chains.
3 receivers to the left. Millionaires have not scored since their first possession of this game. Williamson back to throw, looking long downfield, incomplete. Intended for Bradshaw. Billy Hansen with good coverage. Another move that Berwick has made defensively is they move Hansen from safety to corner. They want him on some of the better receivers for the opposition. He was that time all over Bradshaw.
Yeah, it can keep them in some standard defenses. They had to rotate zones when he was at safety to get him on a man deep. And you can do that depending on the system. But it's much more natural where he can play on someone like Slaughter or
2nd and
Bradshaw.
10. Back to throw. Williamson, big pass rush. They set up the screen. He's got it to 45. He's at midfield. It's down to the Berwick 39-yard line. It's Devin Harris, the running back. Berwick's been coming with a lot of pressure, and at that time, Williamsport had the perfect call.
Yes, they did. Berwick's pressure is conducive to calling screens and making it happen. Let them come. They're past you. Slide it off to the back and let him dance.
20 yards on the reception by Devin Harris. 1st and 10 Millionaires at the Berwick 40. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Man in motion to the left. Pass over the middle is low, diving attempt. Let's see if the officials are giving him the catch or not.
I don't know if it bounced or not, Jim. Hard to say. They're going to spot it where he caught it.
Boy,
that was Solage Moses.
They didn't run to the spot with any urgency. It's a 12-yard pickup and a first down at the Berwick 28. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Whaley is the running back to the left of Williamson. From the Berwick 28, Williamson back to throw, fires over the middle, incomplete. Intended for man at the 20-yard line. He took a big hit in the Berwick secondary.
Slaughter was the man running a bit of a slant here. And it was Josh Kishbaugh who was behind him, and when he saw the timing of the play, said, I'm going to hit him when he hits the ball. And he just knocked him away and separated him from a completion.
Jake Lisnock rushing to get off the field on the far side. As Williamsport faces a 2nd and 10 at the Berwick 28. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Williamson started toward the center, then backs up, awaits the shotgun snap. He has it. Back to throw. Big pass rush. Rolls right, directing traffic. He'll be sacked back at the 34-yard line.
Harrison Snyder, Jim. I saw him as a defensive tackle on the right. He took his man on, shunted him back. He was actually being held as he went around the man. Quarterback tries to run away in the opposite direction and just can't escape that determined defensive tackle who earns yet another sack.
Loss of 5, 3rd and 15. Williamsport trailing by 14 with 6:08 to go. Definitely in 4-down territory. They'd like to get at least something here. to make it a doable 4th down. Williamson directing his 3 receivers to the left, has the snap, but he's back to throw, steps up into it, he's in trouble, he won't get it off. Brought down at the 34-yard line, another Berwick sack.
Yep, coming in hard, it's that number 26, Jim, and I'm hoping it's right on the roster because Neville Schuyler has been a force in this particular game. Quarterback tried to step up, rolling off to the right, attacked the line, and could not get away.
This could be the game right here. Williamsport must convert to stay in it. 4th and 15. They have it at the Berwick 33-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Williamson has the shotgun snap. He's back to throw. He's looking long enough for the first down, but it comes up well short. And Berwick will take over the football with 5:04 to go and a 2-touchdown lead.
Strong defense, Jim. Pressure up front and coming with minimal rushers. Harrison Snyder's proven unblockable. Neville Schuyler has been in the right place at the right time, pressuring the quarterback, not giving his time to set and find the receivers. And Berwick, with its strong running game, is in a good position now to really work this clock down here at about the 5-minute mark.
1st and 10, Bulldogs. Well, we talked about the penalty problems last week. Berwick had 12 in that one. Minimal penalties tonight. 0 turnovers. Just a good effort to this point, but still 5:04 to go. Berwick from their 33. Williamsport really bunched up along the line of scrimmage, and they bring down Tyler Winter right about that line of scrimmage.
Tariq Burks that time. I think they're going with penetration. They realize they can't just kind of shuffle to it, read and react. So some penetration this time catches Ty Winters for no gain.
2nd down and 10. Clock running, 4:44 to go. Williamsport, 2 timeouts remaining. Berwick would like to milk that clock. They're probably 1 first down away from putting this one away.
They'll take their time. Ethan Lear can see the clock ticking down at 7:65 before he has to get it off.
Jimmy Giandria gets the handoff, tries the right side, breaks free over the 40, still on his feet for first down to the 45-yard line. Great effort, physicality on the run, Jimmy Giandria.
Yes, it was. I thought he was stopped after about 2, but he refuses to go. Williamsport doesn't finish with the tackle. He shrugs away from them and then takes another 7 or 8 yards after that.
12 yards on the carry. Well, it's been a big night for Tyler Winter, but when DeAndrea's had his chances, he has delivered as well.
Great change of pace. Very physical runner.
1st and 10, Berwick at their 45-yard line. Again, milking that play clock. It's down to 4 and 3 and 2. And Lear fakes handoff, keeps the football, tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, and may have gotten close, but that's about it.
And not to be had that time. Kaya Street held his ground. Even though they were pulling people in his direction, trying to get the quarterback a seam on the left side. He'd have nothing to do with it. He'll knock Ethan Lear for a loss of 1.
2nd down and 11. With the clock on Berwick's side, it's running with 3:15 to go. Williamsport, by our count, a couple of timeouts remaining. May see one after this play. As Berwick, 2nd and 11 at their 44. Again, the play clock down to 3. As the handoff goes to DeAndrea off the right side. He's pushed back. Good defensive work by the Millionaires. Will we get that timeout here? Doesn't look like it. Let that clock run. 2:47.
I don't think they're as aware as we are, Jim, that Berwick has the ball. Maybe they're saving them for their offensive possessions. Devin Harris coming in strong on the outside to contain that and make the hard hit.
Yeah, the problem is one more first down. There will be no more possessions.
No.
3rd and 9. Berwick at their 46. Boy, Lear's done a good job of milking that play clock.
Very aware.
Again, out of the gun. Takes The snap rolls right, needs to stay in bounds, and he goes out of bounds to the far side.
It's because you complimented him, Jim.
Big mistake.
And I don't know what his thought process was. There was nowhere to go. You can give up 3-4 yards on the quarterback sweep that's going nowhere. Just take a slide. But he gave up ground, gave up a little more ground, and then ran into the arms of Bo Orlando on the far side.
Yeah, I wonder how that exchange went.
Yeah.
Yeah, he almost looked like he was going for the out of bounds once he turned the corner.
Yeah, it almost like by design, like that's what he wanted to do. Puzzling.
And it stops the clock with 2:09 to go, like the last thing Berwick needed to do. And now the Bulldogs will use a timeout. We'll take one as well. 2:09 to go, 21-7 Berwick. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Pop Radio.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number one when you have to go number two.
The home of the Berwick Bulldogs. This is W234BH Berwick at 94.7. WBWX W242CY Berwick at 96.3. W282CO Bloomsburg at 104.3. W288CF Danville at 105.5. And streaming online at thisispopradio.com. Pop Radio, a Seven Mountains Media radio station.
Peters back to punt for Berwick. Great kick. Hits at the 20 and will roll dead at the Williamsport 7-yard line. Among the many heroes for Berwick in this great performance tonight, Luke Peters.
I agree, Jim. Perfect on the PATs, and those do matter, and great punting. Nice high ones, getting the roll when he needs. Had one so high a person couldn't really fair catch and field it. Should have resulted, in my mind, in a Berwick recovery. But that wasn't quite played right. This one, they let it bounce, and it got the benefit of the bounce.
There's a flag down on the play, and it's going against Williamsport, so that will back them up a little more. So they're really back there with 2 minutes to go in the game, and Berwick leading 21-7 as the Millionaires.
I think an illegal participation, Jim. They must have had 12 people on the field, and they move it from the 10, half the distance to the goal.
Alonzo Rice comes into their backfield, probably just as a blocker for Caleb Williamsport. The ball back at the 4-yard line. That's where Williamsport has it with 2 minutes to go.
And pressure's been on throughout this game. He may suffer a sack.
Williamson, 1 yard deep in his end zone. Hands off, a running play, and a gain just to the 6-yard line.
They might feel as they give it to Deacon Brown that they're just a little too dangerous to suffer the potential safety. Really ends this and ices it. Try to run it out and only get a yard or two.
Have an injury on the part of an offensive lineman for Williamsport, so they'll get a sub in here on 2nd down and 8. And boy, there's no sense of urgency on the part of Williamsport. It's that clock winding down, 1:30 to go. Williamson back in his end zone, fires to the far side, has a completion. Berwick needs to make the tackle, and they do at the 16-yard line.
Billy Hansen right on top of Kyrie Bradshaw, Jim. Bradshaw now with his 7th catch of the game. They're moving to change, but I don't think they should they?
Yes, it is the first down. Line of scrimmage was the 6th. Now they're at the 16-yard line. So we have an injury. We've had a lot of these cramps in this fourth quarter, and the Berwick players down around the 1-yard line right now. Bulldogs will be on the road again next Friday, and it'll be their first ever trip to Wolfpack Stadium in Wilkes-Barre. Take on Wilkes-Barre area.
Nice new complex, Jim. You've been there.
I was not in the stadium, but saw it from a distance. It's beautiful. The interior of the school is unbelievable. I think the They used to refer to them as Taj Mahal schools in the 70s when they warned about building such things. It is beautiful. It's, of course, the jointure of Coughlin and Myers and GAR. And we'll see if we can get a final from Julie on that Wilkes-Barre area score a little bit later against Hazelton area.
Jay Shuckers is the injured player, and it was a cramp, Jim. They were stretching it out. I saw Gavin Jones, who we saw earlier playing some defense, entering on in for this series, replacing Shuckers.
1st and 10, Williamsport at their 16-yard line. 1:20 remaining. Berwick leading 21-7. Williamsport has these great receivers and very dangerous after the catch. I think Berwick has tackled well after the receptions.
And the pressure, they don't have a chance to get too deep, so you can cover tightly.
Williamson back to throw, steps up inward, fires over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Moses over the middle at the 30-yard line. Clock stops with 1:07 to go. 3rd down for the Millionaires. We mentioned Berwick on the road at Wilkes-Barre area next Friday. Williamsport will be back here at STA Stadium to take on the Comets of Crestwood. 2nd down call. 3 receivers to the right. Williamson, long count, has the snap. Back to throw. And Harrison Snyder with still one more play, the sack at the 15-yard line. He has been magnificent tonight.
I'm counting 7 sacks overall, and sometime I miss a few, but Harrison Snyder's been involved in most of them. He was stepping forward, but he'll still lose a yard, so officially it is a sack, and Harrison Snyder with a controlled rush, not allowing the quarterback wide, then bends inside and gets him before he gets to the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 11. Out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right. Caleb Williamson drops the snap. Went down on the knee. They don't call it. He rolls to his left. He keeps the football and gets out of bounds on the far side. I thought for sure he went down to a knee, which in high school would down him, but that was not the ruling.
Well, he had to have possession of the football, Jim, and I'm not sure if he did. I agree with you. If he has possession of the ball and he's down by the knee, they should have blown it dead. Instead, he'll roll it to the outside, gain about 6 yards, but it's still setting them up short of the chains.
And just 18 seconds remaining in the game. 3 receivers to the right. Williamson out of the gun. Back to throw. Steps up into it. Fires downfield, incomplete, intended for Slaughter. And on the coverage, 9th grader Gavin Galusha getting his first start in varsity football. And they were not exploited by this high-powered offense. They're going to come away with a 21-7 win as Berwick gets the football with 13 seconds to play. And they're going to get a shutout since the first quarter. Williamsport marched off the opening kickoff, scored on a 3rd and 34 screen pass, and they have not scored since.
No, tremendous defensive effort by the Berwick Bulldogs, and look at the offensive running game, Jim. For a team that struggled to find its identity in the opening games of the season, I think they found one.
Bulldogs in the victory formation. A kneel down by Lear will make it official. Clock winds down, and Berwick with a really impressive performance all 4 quarters, and they win it. The final score, Berwick 21, Williamsport 7. Stay with us. We'll have stats with Andy Ulickney. We'll have scores with Julie Lentz. You're listening to Berwick Football and Pop Radio.
Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, the roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Reds Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas, now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Addiction to prescription drugs and opioids is still our biggest problem. Hi, this is Megan Balaam from W&L Subaru, Mazda, Nissan, and Collision Center. Pennsylvania's overdose rate is 36.1% deaths per 100,000 people. Since the start of COVID, opioid overdoses are still on the rise, so it's reasonable to expect the death toll of opioid crisis in Pennsylvania to rise even further. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, visit unitedinrecovery.org. All of us here at W&L Subaru, Mazda, Nissan, and Collision Center are united in recovery.
Don't let orthopedic issues keep you from doing what you love. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute is your orthopedic partner in Hazleton. With same-day appointments available, our team of experts treat everything from joint pain and sports injuries to orthopedic trauma. Live life fully again with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, located at 26 Station Circle in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Visit lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Hi, this is Jonathan from Nespoli Jewelers in Berwick. We are happy to announce that once again we will have the Nespoli Jewelers Athlete of the Week throughout this football season. Each week, the Berwick coaches will choose an athlete who worked hard, was a good teammate, and put forth his best effort all week. We will announce this student athlete on this station prior to the Berwick football game, and we will be honoring him by donating $100 in his name to the charity of his choice. For more information on the chosen Nespoli Athlete of the Week, please visit us on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
This is Berwick football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Pop Radio.
A happy group of Berwick players kneeling around acting head coach Bo Orlando. Bo knew some victories here during the course of his playing career, and he is the acting head coach as the Bulldogs get their first victory of this season. They do it in convincing fashion, beating Williamsport by a score of 21-7. Didn't start all that well for Berwick. Williamsport put together a 15-play drive off the opening kickoff. A couple of penalties, and they were forced into a 3rd and 34 situation, set up a beautiful screen pass to the far left, and Deacon Brown took it in from 47 yards out. Connor Poole with the extra point. Millionaires had a 7-0 lead, a lead that held up through one quarter of play. In the second quarter, Berwick, a 7-play, 59-yard scoring drive to tie it. Tyler Winter, who had another monster game carrying the football, the touchdown from 5 yards out. Back-to-back huge plays on that drive. Winter, a 15-yard run, and then Berwick raced to the line of scrimmage, caught Williamsport off guard, a 29-yard completion to Ty Wilkerson. After the touchdown run by Tyler Winter, Luke Peters with the extra point, we were tied at 7. Later in that second quarter, it looked like Berwick was going to take the lead into the half as they drove to a 4th and 6 at the Williamsport 26. A pass near the pylon in the far corner. Looked like interference called against the Millionaires, but no, it went the other way. Billy Hansen was called for it. Berwick didn't score. Williamsport didn't either. We went in at halftime with the score tied at 7. In the third quarter, Williamsport drove from their own 33 to the Berwick 27-yard line. Connor Poole attempted a 44-yard field goal, and it was blocked by Billy Hansen. That led to an 8-play, 66-yard scoring drive, and what a drive it was for senior running back Tyler Winter. He had runs of 11, 12, 11, 13, and then finished it off with a 3-yard touchdown run. Peters with the extra point. Berwick had their first lead at 14-7. Williamsport came back, drove to the Berwick 40-yard line. on 4th and 10, lined up to punt. Berwick called a timeout. After the timeout, Williamsport faked it with a short snap to the quarterback, Caleb Williamson, who was clobbered by Harrison Snyder, who had a huge night tonight. Berwick took over the football, put together a 9-play, 53-yard scoring drive. Jimmy Deandra in from 5 yards out. Luke Peters with the extra point. Berwick led 21-7. Williamsport threatened one more time, got it to the Berwick 28-yard line. 4th down, a big sack by Harrison Snyder, who had a monster game from his down lineman position, preserving Berwick's win over Williamsport 21-7. We'll check stats with Andy, and we'll check scores with Julie. When we return, you're listening to Bulldogs Football and Pop Radio.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number one when you have to go number two.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 120 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you and your children every step of the way.
Every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Save today on a great selection of the best appliance brands and discover top-notch service at Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg. Browse their showroom, which features appliances in a variety of different kitchen configurations and offers appliances and water heaters for every budget. Flick Brothers showcases top names like GE and GE Monogram, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, KitchenAid, Maytag, Sharp, Amana, and built in the USA Speed Queen and Viking appliances. Flick Brothers Electric, Maple Lane, Bloomsburg for over 65 years. Call 570-784-3444.
This is Berg football coach Mike Bennett. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Pop Radio.
Berwick came into this game trying to avoid going 0-4. That would have been the first time since 1974 they did. With a solid effort from start to finish, they beat Williamsport 21-7. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Impressive, Jim. Berwick did a great job. 310 yards in total offense. They've been averaging 240, and they've been solid offensively. Defensively, they've held Williamsport to 254, a team that's been getting 324 yards a game. Williamsport, we worried about the passing. Berwick certainly did, but they came with a strong pass rush and tight coverage. Quarterback Caleb Williamson came as advertised, 6'3" and a strong arm. 18 of 30 passing by my count, no interceptions, 232 yards in the air. Bevy of fine receivers. Yazir Slaughter, 3 catches for 72. His long, a 57-yarder, catching one down the middle, sidestepping a tackler and extending that play. Kyrie Bradshaw had most of the catches, 8 of the 18, 52 yards for him, most of them rather short passes. Salej Moses, 3 catches for 28. Samaj Hale, 2 catches for 14. Devin Harris out of the backfield, took one for 20 on a screen. And Deacon Brown had the opening screen of the game on their opening drive, a 48-yard touchdown with long down and distance situation posing. He took the screen and went 48 yards for their score. 18 of 30 in the passing game, no interceptions, 232 yards in the air for Williamsport, and pretty much as expected. On the ground game, though, Berwick really held them in check. 19 rushes for just 22 yards. Devin Harris had 24 yards, positive yards, and 7 carries. Kahir Whaley, 2 carries for 2. Deacon Brown, with their backs in the end zone, a 2-yard carry. I'm looking at Hale with 2 carries for -4. And then the quarterback, Caleb Williamson, 14 carries, a net of -2. I had Berwick sacking him 7 times. Constant pressure really coming on him. Did a great job avoiding some of the pressure, getting positive yards in the passing game, but suffering 7 sacks overall. 22 on the ground, 232 in the air, 254 yards in total offense. For Berwick, they topped that. They have 310 on 56 plays as they managed to play some keep away. 40 of those plays were rushes for 219 yards. Ethan Lear passing, I have 8 of 16 for 91 yards. Let's start there. All of the passing in the first half. Berwick did not even attempt a second half pass. So, repeating myself from halftime, Billy Hansen, 3 catches for 28. Ty Wilkerson, 3 catches for 35. Josh Kishbaugh, he caught 2, make that for 33 yards. And Harrison Snyder caught 1 for 7. Actually, Kishbaugh's 1 catch was in the second half, so I'd have to adjust that a little bit. Add 12 yards to all the totals. In the rushing game, 40 for 219, and it was something. They would go unbalanced with double wingbacks. They'd pull a guard. They'd get Harrison Snyder involved in the blocking, and they would just overwhelm people. Tyler Winter will thank his blockers, and they'll thank his running. He finishes, by my count, with 21 rushes for 153 yards on the night. In the second half, Jimmy DeAndrea, 8 carries for 44 yards, giving Winter a little bit of a breather here and there. Ty Wilkerson took 1 jet sweep, got 2 yards on that. And Ethan Lear, usually involved in the quarterback run with the zone read, I have him with 10 carries for plus 20 yards. But Jim, 219 yards on the ground and 40 carries. That's keep away football. It's really keeping the drives going. Add in the 91 plus 12 in the air. 322 yards overall when I add in that Kishbaugh second half catch. Just a wonderful performance and a win that Berwick really did need.
And you consider the talent of Williamsport, and you consider they scored on their first possession. You think, what kind of night is this going to be? It was a terrific night for Berwick. 21-7 is the final here. Berwick over Williamsport. For additional high school score updates, let's go to Julie Lentz.
Thanks again, Jim. Yeah, as I'm looking down my score sheet here, the first game, Danville Loyalsock, it's been back and forth, but right now, Danville is ahead of Loyalsock 28-25 in the fourth. Southern Columbia beat Lewisburg 69-13. That's a final. Crestwood beat Wyoming Valley West 17-7 final. Unfortunately, I still couldn't find anything about the Wilkes-Barre area and Hazleton area game, but I did find a final for Bloomsburg beat Midwest 43-14 final. Central Columbia they're ahead of Montoursville 36-20. That's in the fourth. Mifflinburg is ahead of Central Mountain 34-33. That's also in the fourth. Milton beat Mount Carmel 12-7. Selinsgrove beat Shamokin 42-7 final. And I was mistaken at halftime. The West Scranton and Dallas game, that's tomorrow at noon. Not at 7, that's at noon. Valley View beat North Pocono 14-7 final. Mid-Valley beat Old Forge 41-14. That's a final. Wyoming area beat Nanacoke 35-13. And Pittston area beat Hanover area 35-6. That's a final. That's all I got for tonight, so let's head back one more time to the STA Stadium with Jim Doyle and Andy Ulickney.
Great job, Julie. As usual, with the loss, Williamsport falls to 1-3 on the season. They'll be home against Crestwood next Friday at 7. The Bulldogs improve to 1-3 on the season. They'll be on the road, their first trip ever, to Wolfpack Stadium at Wilkes-Barre area next Friday. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. We hope you'll join us. Coverage will start, as usual, at 6 o'clock with the Coach Bennett Show. The final again from here, Berwick 21, Williamsport 7. For Andy Ulickney and our producer, Julie Lentz, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Pop Radio.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number one when you have to go number two.
In our efforts to support the Subaru Loves to Help initiative, WNL is supporting 3 local business marketing grants from Seven Mountains Media. These grants will help our local businesses succeed, which leads to a stronger community. At WNL, we are more than just a car dealer. We are part of the community.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickasha, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Looking for convenient and reliable dumpster rentals for your residential or commercial project? EcoFirst Logistics has you covered with dumpster rentals from Bloomsburg to Hazleton and surrounding areas. Their dumpster rental service is designed to make waste disposal easy, hassle-free, and eco-friendly. Whether you're planning a construction or renovation project, junk removal, or a major cleanup, they carry a range of dumpster sizes to fit your needs and ensure that what can be saved is sorted out. On the web at eco-firstlogistics.com or on Facebook.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Addiction to prescription drugs and opioids is still our biggest problem. Hi, this is Megan Balaam from WNL Subaru, Mazda, Nissan, and Collision Center. Pennsylvania's overdose rate is 36.1% deaths per 100,000 people. Since the start of COVID, opioid overdoses are still on the rise, so it's reasonable to expect the death toll of opioid crisis in Pennsylvania to rise even further. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, visit unitedinrecovery.org. All of us here at WNL Subaru, Mazda, Nissan, and Collision Center are united in recovery.
Hi, this is Jonathan from Nespoli Jewelers in Berwick. We are happy to announce that once again we will have the Nespoli Jewelers Athlete of the Week throughout this football season. Each week, the Berwick coaches will choose an athlete who worked hard, was a good teammate, and put forth his best effort all week. We will announce this student athlete on this station prior to the Berwick football game, and we will be honoring him by donating $100 in his name to the charity of his choice. For more information on the chosen Nespoli Athlete of the Week, please visit us on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
Drive your new GMC home today. New vehicles have been hard to come by. So at Alexander Family Buick GMC, we've been telling you to reserve your new GMC truck or SUV. But with 25 new GMCs in stock now and 25 more to arrive soon, you don't have to reserve one. You can drive one home today. And with the highest trade values, the lowest rates, and the Blaze Alexander lowest price guaranteed, now is the time to drive one off our lot. Shop online where we're always open. Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg. Taking the deals the other guys won't.
Proud sponsor of Penn State Athletics.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Pop Radio. Brought to you by Blaze Alexander Family Buick GMC of Bloomsburg, Lehigh Valley Health Network, Eco First, Mason's Monogram, ND Accounting, Nespoli Jewelers, Reds Roofing, SJ Kowalski, Neighbor Fence Company, Mayo Funeral Home, Preferred Portables, Independence Ford, Flick Brothers Electric, First Columbia Bank and Trust, W&L Subaru, Nissan, Mazda, and Collision Center, and Bob Subs.